Because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Disparu, you missed the hair flip. You turned as soon as it was your hair flip.
He was
the
doing
best
it
Oh
in
yeah,
real
because I
life.
care about that. Like I've been waiting my entire week to see
care
that.
about that.
I
It looks
know.
Oh,
I knew
no.
it. I knew it.
We're not. I'm not muted again. Relax. I checked this time. That music got you crumping. Yes. Yes. So what's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Saucy Saturdays. Now, for everyone in the chat that's very upset that Disparu's not in the thumbnail, it's because sometimes
No
he
one's
might
upset I'm not in
sleep.
a thumbnail.
Oh, there's people upset. Look at the chat.
No.
They're very.
There's a golden rule of YouTube. If you want clicks, you put women in the thumbnail. That's
That is
always been the
absolutely
thing.
so true. We had a
It is, though.
conversation about it because he's like, I just clicked on a, or I don't know if he actually clicked, but he was like, I just saw a poor choice's thumbnail and was like, what?
Yeah,
And it was
you
just
just had your entire thumbnail was just women in bikinis. Like it was like YouTube from 2004.
Sorry, Victoria's Secret Angels. Okay. Why wouldn't you put that there?
Well, that was
It's
the
a
thing. It's like I
different
wasn't
show,
saying it was
it's
wrong.
intro.
It was
That was
just
very
a new
correct.
meta.
See? Well, look at people are upset. I'm just kidding. Okay, so Jeff wants to know what the show is about. It's about we're gonna be topical, right? We're gonna talk about pop culture, nerd stuff, celebrities. But we're also just gonna have drinks. It's about wine.
Yeah. No, a
I got my
whiskey.
fancy little and whiskey.
Wine and whiskeys.
I'm
the
not.
three
I'm not
Ws.
drinking rotten grapes. Like if you want to have old grapes, just eat raisins. Like it tastes better.
No, they're dehydrated
What is
grapes.
whiskey made out of? It's old
Potatoes,
Barley?
isn't it? I'm not sure.
potatoes. Old potatoes. So we're all drinking something old, apparently.
Cereal grains.
He prefers potatoes.
Blend of cereal grains, combination of barley, rye, wheat, or corn.
There you go.
What's potatoes then? Is that whiskey? Something. Potatoes make something.
See, look, I
Probably
told you
the
they were
art-
gonna ask about this, Disparu.
Oh yeah,
What?
he does.
He drank it all though.
Maybe it was just like the Irish like potatoes. They drink a lot. It's got to make. They'll have made something out of it.
You can make anything into what's the word for it when you make it at home? Your own version of alcohol.
Potatoes are useless. It's like there doesn't seem to be anything.
Well,
You
I
don't
could
like
say the same with
potatoes?
rice.
I love how my definition of a useless vegetable is just you can't turn it into alcohol.
No, you can turn rice into alcohol. Moonshine, thank you. Oh, Ryan says vodka is potatoes, I think. I believe
Yeah,
you.
potato alcohol commonly used in the production of vodka. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks for clarifying. Actually, the whole chat's going potatoes equal. Okay, we get it, guys.
They know.
They know. You guys are on point. So, Disparu doesn't like potatoes. Okay.
No, they're
Why
not
is-
even a food group. They're just starch. It's like it's the most pointless thing to eat.
Do you like
French
potato
fries are
chips?
great.
Yeah, but they're pointless. They're like it's like an empty food. It doesn't do anything for you.
You don't get filled up if you eat a potato. I get super filled up.
It's,
when I eat
food isn't
potatoes.
about filling you up. It's fuel. If it doesn't fuel you, what's the point?
It fuels me when I'm drunk. I like to get French fries afterwards, and I feel great.
I think my wine's spoiled. I gotta get another bottle. I'll be right back.
Oh no!
How does rotten grapes spoil? This is I've never understood. Like, oh, it's turned into vinegar. It's like, just put it on chips.
Put it on chip. What? Spoiled grapes?
Yeah, because don't they say if wine spoils, it turns into vinegar? I don't know if that's accurate. Just the phrase that we have over here.
So you look at. So
I'm surprised Xray Girl has actually had alcohol long enough for it to spoil.
that's true.
That's a
Very
yeah.
good point. Very good point. She likes to drink her, especially wine. I could see not that like whiskey or anything spoils, but I could see that being there for a while. But wine, it's very off brand for her. But okay, so Disparu is gonna be here probably most of the time, but it's really late for him. What is it, like 1 a.m. for you right now?
This starts at 1, yeah.
Okay, this starts at 1. So there's gonna be some times that he's gonna be sleeping. So, but me and Xray are always gonna be here. I think Disparu will be here a lot, but whenever he has to back out, we're not gonna get mad at him.
Well, it wouldn't change
He's
anything
back.
even if you did. I'd still
Who's
leave.
backing out?
I don't know. People. Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say people wouldn't want to watch. Like I don't know. People love the whole Canadian, Brit, and American thing we got going on here.
Walk into a bar.
Yeah.
Someone needs to make a clip of that. Us three walking to a bar.
Yes. If any of the legions in here or something, you want to make that'd be great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Like okay, just putting us to work. All right, let's check some of these super chats. We got some super chats and some member gifts while we were late. It was my fault. Sorry. But Kick It Stinky. Thank you for the $3. No mail on the thumbnail. I don't feel seen. No. Disparu's hand is right there, holding the whiskey. It's a very
That's all we need from Disparu.
yeah. And hello, everybody. I bet it was
The alcohol part.
The alcohol.
Corey, thank you for the $4.99. Hot, but hashtag fart scare. Oh,
That's for me because he's been scaring me with the fart sound alerts.
Oh, you brought it back.
I brought it back with the app I was telling you about earlier.
Yes. Malty, thank you for gifting 1 membership. So what should I have to add some new little clips for this show? Here, you can get a Disparu worth it.
Please.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Because I'm worth it.
There you go. He's like, I'm so mad that I did that. That's never going away.
No, I don't care. No, I subscribe to the Asmon Gold schools of entertainment, in that when you're online, it's not actually you, it's a performance version of you, and therefore you can do anything and it doesn't matter.
I think that's you, though. Like, let's be real.
I tend to disagree with, at least with you, because you are exactly who I've seen you online.
Yeah, but that's just because I don't care what other people think of me, and I never have. So that's an advantage.
There we go. There we go.
Very saucy. Lulu Blue, thank you for the $9.99, Lulu. Time to get saucy. We gotta say that. Like, how should we say it? Saucy.
Saucy.
I'm
waiting for Disparu to say it.
I know, me too.
Well, I didn't know I was supposed to be saying anything. I was too busy drinking.
Saucy. You're supposed to say saucy.
Saucy. No, you've got to do the ASMR.
Oh.
Saucy.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta get a
whoa.
clean version. Say it one more time.
Saucy.
Or
saucy. I don't know. How do you want me to do it?
No, that's perfect.
I need a deeper microphone. This one's quite high.
That's what she said.
A+. Tara Crystal, thank you for the $2. Compliments on wearing red last night, Wicked. Thank you. I had red on today, but I changed. I wanted to wear my Evil Dead shirt. Spooky season, so I'm like, let me be a little spooky. Even though I wear this all the time because I love that movie.
You know, there was a tweet. Blabs posted something about how do you cope with rough times or something. So I posted, it's the Serenity Prayer, but I cut the start of it off because I think it applies to everything. And it's something along the lines of, give me the serenity to accept what I cannot change, the courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And someone underneath posted, oh no, I don't go in for any of that Alcoholics Anonymous nonsense. And I'm like, look, dude, if I'm part of Alcoholics Anonymous, I am terrible at it. It's like, I drink on stream all the time.
I know.
You do.
You can never tell you're drunk, though. That's the crazy part.
No, you can't. Market Reality's been a member for 3 months. Thank you. Disparu's hair is there, and now I feel seen, even though I'm bald.
It's all right. I'll be there in a few years. It's fine.
Wolverine Snicket, hello. Thank you for becoming a new member. We will get a new little clip for this show for every time someone becomes a member. Or
you should just have clip Disparu going saucy.
I am. It's gonna go. That was a good one too. You guys both did some good ones. No, it's gonna go. It's gonna go in the intro.
It took me at least 2 months to realize that Xray girl wasn't the person saying white people on FNT.
Oh yeah, that clip.
I was sure that was you doing it.
People and Daddy chill. I sound like
I thought you just soundboarded. Just like no, okay.
No, it wasn't me at all.
Alcoholics and analogous.
Analogous, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, did I post it? Okay. I did. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes do you ever get that issue on Twitter, like when you post and it doesn't go through? And then
yes, because it takes 60 seconds to actually post it or something like that before you can take it back.
Yeah. All right. So
I like that option.
How are you guys doing on the Saturday? We'll get our little rants over, and then we're gonna talk about Jada and Will. Good thing we got the liquor for this because it's yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a long conversation, but I'm doing well. I have played Party Animals, a really fun game.
Oh, I have to try that out.
It's like watching drunk little children fight each other almost.
Yeah, although when I was watching Xray Girl play it, she would grab somebody and then just walk into the death pit herself. So it was like every time she killed anyone, also took herself with them.
I didn't know how to throw for the longest time. So I was just like, you know what? This is the next best thing. I'll just take the both of us out.
It's like every time you scored a point, it was still neutral. Like
I'm not good at games, okay? I know.
You're great at games. Don't doubt yourself. You played.
I'm surprised Mark didn't come in and just be like, "No, you can't," because he takes it very seriously. So I'm surprised he doesn't like take your games as seriously. So he comes in like, "No, you've got to do this. This is the throw button."
Well, he hasn't played it yet, so that's probably why. Earlier, though, when I was playing, he apparently said, I heard everything, and he's watching on the stream, so he knows every time I'm either happy or upset based on how I'm screaming upstairs, because his room where he was watching is below me. So that was fun. That was fun.
On the G&G Play streams, when we were doing the gaming podcast, quite often someone would just hear you scream over the microphone from his.
Yeah. In reality, hopefully that doesn't happen anymore now that we're on completely different floors.
I mean, it's pretty impressive because you'd think you'd have like a noise gate and everything, and you still got through to the stream.
I don't think his noise gate works properly.
Oh. See, I thought he'd have all that sort of on point. Knowing
his room looks so big. Like, I don't know. It's like Mark seems like he has this huge room.
It is huge. It's the biggest.
But his camera is just like. It doesn't look bad, but it's just like you can tell that's a big room, and it's just like
zoomed in on him.
Mark and the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised earlier on the stream you did before this when he just put his hand like that and it cut across the gap between you. I didn't know you two were that close. Yeah.
No, we're literally sitting
like, boomerang. It's like, oh.
We're on a 3-seater couch, and we usually have the one camera, but we set it up to have 2 cameras, so it's a little closer to my face to see my reactions, because I knew with this scary game that people will want to see me freak out, especially when the sound alerts. So
yeah,
I did it for you guys.
She's got night terrors because of you guys. The one game that I couldn't do horror-wise was oh my god, what the heck was it called? Hold on. I forgot now.
What was it about? We can probably guess.
It was Lulu's in here. Which one? You liked it, Lulu. It was the one that I didn't finish playing because I wasn't
Outlast?
really Outlast. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Trey.
Outlast is a good one.
That
Yeah,
game, I hated it. It was fun to play until
it's all jump scares. It's all the worst.
I did.
The games where you don't get guns to defend yourself are the worst.
I've watched a stream of someone playing Alien Isolation in VR where they stayed in the what they called the lockers for 45 minutes and then just quit out. It's like, I can't do this. I'm too scared.
Oh, I have done that. I've spent
Wait, you did it in VR? Have you played VR?
I play VR. I can imagine how much scary it is.
I mean, everything in VR is a horror game. Like, you will turn around and there'll be like a jacket that close to your face. And so being in Alien Isolation, I'd probably have a heart attack.
Yeah, I have that on VR, and I'm thinking about playing it because I have the Ripley costume too, but I'm like, I think I'm going to nope out real quick.
I think even if you nope out, it would be such great content to see you try it. I think it's worth doing anyway.
It's a whole 2 minutes of me freaking out, and that's it. That's great content.
Well, I mean, isn't the start of the game pretty slow? It's like robots and stuff, so you could probably do that in VR before the alien arrives.
Once the xenomorph pops up, I don't know, man.
Hell no.
I don't know.
Hell no. That thing coming at you and about to put its like little tail through you.
Little scorpion tail. That's oh god. So the xenomorph is on Dead by Daylight now, and I played with Blabs the other day, and she doesn't know Alien. She'd never watched the movies. She's like, it's a big scorpion. And we're like, what?
Wait until she finds out that it opens its mouth and there's a second mouth.
And then
that's Maury. Have you seen it yet? That's the Maury. You know, there's a
I've
Maury
not
in Dead by
seen the
Daylight.
Maury,
It's
no.
it's the goriest one. It's so crazy, and it shows it going through the back of the head and everything. But Mark of Reality, thank you so much for the $5. Party animals, drunken stuffed animals playing rugby. Is that what it is?
Basically, yeah. It's like tackling
Basically.
everybody.
They like walk around like floppy floppies.
And
I watched Kara
Raider.
just uppercut Xray girl in the face. So
Many times.
No. Raider with the very, very specific 5241. Thank you. And the dragon. Thank you. I feel like it's like he adds tax himself. Like not 50. Here's so that you get the 50.
To help with that.
He's
on,
working out like
1 second.
currency translation and stuff. I
Oh
think
my
that
goodness.
and VR Five Nights at Freddy's, that would
I heard that's a good
also be
game.
over.
Haven't
I've
played it
never
yet.
played
It
it.
is.
I want to play that though. I've heard people are really excited for the movie too.
There's a whole range of them. I only know like the first few, the beginning ones.
I would probably play the newest one just because I don't know.
I don't know because I watched one of them and it was like a 3D game where you were running around a building and stuff. And like that's not Five Nights at Freddy's. The entire point is you're in somewhere and they're trying to get you and you're trying to block them out. So you have that paranoia aspect.
Sounds like a game I'm not gonna like.
But you're gonna play anyway.
I'm
But
gonna
that's
play
the-
it anyways.
That's the tension, right? Because you can close the doors, you can check the cameras to see where they are, but obviously because you can't check them all, they move while you're not checking them. So as they get closer, you can close the doors so they can't get in, but you're never sure exactly where they are, and you can only close the doors for a certain amount of time per night. So you have to leave them open, and when they're open, they can attack you, and when they reach you, it's just like a jump scare, and you just die. So if you close the doors when they're approaching, they walk off. But you don't really know. And so there's a lot of tension involved, which I prefer over the jump scare kind of horror.
All
Tension,
of it.
yes. I mean, it all scares me. The jump scares do get me. Like, there's certain games that when there's so many jump scares and there's like a nice little pause and then like a freaking paperclip will drop and you're like, what was that?
Yep.
I mean, I've played Dead by Daylight so much, but things still get me. Because there's some jump scares on that one too. Corey, thank you for the $4.99. Speaking of Outlast, Xray, tell them your Rocky story from that game.
I think this is the one where I was playing and Mark thought he would be nice and bring a dog to make me feel better. And he literally just goes, like, hiss. And I like actually screamed out loud, like, ah! It's just a cute little puppy on my shoulder.
I don't know where I've seen that clip, but I have seen that clip.
Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki. Jump scares piss me off. I jump every time only because I'm anxious, not because I scare easy. I can see her getting really mad, getting scared, just like what's like bug it out. Nikki's funny. Hi, Nikki.
I think jump scares are the wrong name because it's basically just a reflex. You're not actually scared. It's just quick flight or flight. It's no more different than like hitting your knee and your leg goes up. Whereas atmosphere, that's genuinely scary. Whereas the other, it's just relying on like adrenaline rather than fear.
You have no signal. And have you ever been in so much silence that it almost is like there's like an eerie sound?
Oh yeah, there's a road that I went down once on the way back from work once, and it was pitch black, absolutely no lights, surrounded by bushes all the way down, and it's just a street. And my entire brain is just like, there's gonna be someone waiting. There's someone waiting in this bush. There's gonna be someone waiting in the next bush. There's a guy waiting in the next bush. And it's just literally prey instinct all the way down this thing. Like there's something lurking behind every single corner.
It's we probably had that from back in the day when we were actually out in the woods and things actually jumped out at us. I mean, things still can. Not as likely, but things still can.
Yeah, but the people that walked down situations where they couldn't see and could be crept up on, well, they all died, right? So only the sensible ones that were scared of it and didn't go down there in the first place survived and passed on their genes.
Yep, exactly.
It's like fear of spiders. It's genetic because all of the people that weren't afraid of spiders walked up to her and died.
And snakes.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Speaking of, I don't know, you just need to think of it, the woods. I've been watching this show on Peacock called Suburban Nightmares. It's John Carpenter, the guy who did Halloween and stuff. It's true stories, but they do a dramatic reenactment plus interviews from the people that really went through it. I just finished it, actually. It's 5 episodes. It's fucking creepy. Some of it's ghost stuff. Some of it's like just serial killer stuff. It's weird. If you guys like stuff like that, check it out. It freaked me out, but it was good.
What is it with women and serial killers? Like all
I don't
of
like
it. Like, oh, I
them.
really like true crime.
I don't really like it. It just for me, it's like it's interesting, like how the human mind works with that crap. It's like who could do? And like,
no, it's how the
okay,
female mind works. Like it's all about true crime, serial killers. It is like what is it? All the serial killers get
Some of
more.
it was funny, Nikki.
They get like more
Simps?
love letters and stuff once they've been sentenced to death row than they did before they got sentenced. It's
like
weird.
with Ted Bundy, I found it was insane the amount of women that were like, "Oh, he's hot. He could have done it." And like, first off, he didn't look hot, but I guess the 70s were a different time. But like, even if I did think someone was hot and they murdered all these people, it's like, why am I like, no, go home,
do you remember?
girl? Like they're there trying to get a date with him. Like, what the hell?
It was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. There was a bald guy got done for a crime, and just the sheer thirst that went around the internet from his mugshot was so
yeah.
wild.
He got a modeling
Yeah, the moment he came out, he became a model
Yeah.
and did really well. Just because of the thirst.
He literally fell upwards from that.
Yeah. I mean, getting arrested was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Actually, like saw
That's
pictures of him
insane.
modeling, and it seems like he's doing well for himself. Hopefully, he isn't committing any more crimes.
A few of them got married in prison. I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something very sick with women that want to date a type of man like that. Well, of course, but
Just rude, like
It was the
thing
pause and
women are
everything. And it was like, I'm glad I wasn't the one that said that.
but I can kind of maybe empathize in the sense that maybe they're looking for someone who is alpha and maybe is an easier alpha type person that just goes and gets what they want and apparently gets caught for it. I don't know.
the prison job was very cheap to hire.
Well, it's not, because it's not just that. It's the prison wards as well. Like the amount of those that get suspended because they get pregnant from prisoners is insane. Like it's not a rare thing that happens.
That's true. They do it on purpose. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, I should hope so.
I wouldn't want to ever be with. I've never been to a prison. I don't plan on going to a
Daddy
prison.
issues.
Seems pretty scary.
Safe space with Hypnotic. The live stream with Hypnotic with the 2 minutes I saw gave me a headache. Oh yes, this is your safe space. We're getting drunk and talking about. Right now we're on a topic of women wanting to marry serial killers.
I mean, you brought. You were like, oh, wait, if you like serial killers, I'm like, no, not particularly. They're not on my Christmas card list.
You're off this Christmas card list. Hi, Lady Marine. It does, doesn't it? Jails are gross. I mean, I don't think I've actually ever been to one.
I've never been to one.
No, I've never been to like an actual jail.
I don't want to be, you know?
I
I'm trying to avoid it
gross.
if I can.
I will say the people who get arrested the night before and they need to
A
get
holding center.
But the next day when they go in front of the judge to see what their bail would be, I don't know what the process would be called. It's so funny seeing the people lined up, the crimes they've been caught for, and the judge being like, okay.
Yeah, because I had to go with my mom once. She had like a ticket, and like some of the people, I was just like looking around, like, what the heck? Like, how come we're in the same? It was just weird. There was like a prostitute there that looked all like dirty, and I was like, can we just hurry up and get this ticket dealt with? I want to leave. It's scary in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I went to jail, I'd definitely become someone's girlfriend. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
The How High clip where he's like, I'm somebody's bitch. That's actually gonna find someone real quick to take care of her.
Who's gonna help make sure I'm okay in the end of the day?
Yeah, you wouldn't be mated. You'd just be asking. Please, can I have a bodyguard?
I need someone to help me from being shanked.
The butchiest female.
I need
be
someone
like,
with
hey.
a spare pocket.
Oh my
goodness.
Okay, maybe we should start getting into some topics. I feel like we're gonna really go off with this Jada and Will stuff because it's too much. It's too much. Yeah.
How long ago was the slap now? What year was that?
Like a little over a year. I think it was last year. Where are we in 2023? Yeah, I think it was 2020.
Yeah, it's over a year.
It was 2020.
But I was making videos, so it's not 2 yet, but it's between 1 and 2.
Mm. What a difference the last even 2 weeks since the announcement of the book and all the secrets that have come out. I actually want to just read it for the secrets alone because they're
Just
so
find
delicious.
it for free. I bet you someone will put it up on YouTube or something.
Are they secrets or are they just lies?
Well,
I think
that's
she
the weird
believes
part.
No, I don't. I think she will literally say anything she needs to try and get clout and put everyone on her side. Like, this is the thing, right? Everything she says turns people against her, but the only reason she would have said it in the first place in her own book is to get people on her side. So whatever anyone else thinks, she thinks that this is a good, moral, and just way to be.
He'll flip when he gets more drunk. Give him a minute. Even though he's British and British people don't actually get drunk, according to him.
No, I've said that it's basically a choice how you behave. Like, you can drink the same amount of alcohol, but if you're more relaxed and kind of comfortable, you will end up behaving more drunk than if you're trying not to, kind of thing. Like, there's an element of, I'm not saying it's all that, obviously, but there's an element of how relaxed you are makes you go with it faster.
Leave all Britney. She was playing with knives again, guys. Just
yeah, she held one to her throat. I was like,
yeah,
what?
She's on some like drugs or something.
I think she's just a lunatic. Like,
yeah,
I think there's something about the entertainment industry that breaks you.
Childhood stardom, and there was talks that apparently her dad forced her to take what is it, like was it lithium? I don't know, something crazy, some like heavy narcotic.
Lithium is a relaxant.
Not lithium. Okay, well maybe it was, I don't know, something that was just really heavily that messes with your mind. I can't remember what it is. Maybe.
I mean, it could be lithium. Yeah, if you
see,
like,
you're right, Disparu. Everyone's worried about the dogs.
Yeah,
I told you.
Without saying too much, there's very, very dodgy videos of those dogs, yeah, no, they shouldn't be there.
Wait, what happened to the dogs? I need to know.
They're just like always in the background, like what? Like they look like
no. Wait,
no. What? Did something else happen?
Mm-hmm. No, because she dances, right? So she does a load of poses. Sometimes she's crawling on the floor
when she was spinning.
No,
she spins a lot.
The dogs get very attracted to areas that they shouldn't.
Oh, the crotch.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not just like, oh, they just they go full in. And this is on her video, and then it always it happens, and then the camera cuts it. It's like, yeah, so that shouldn't be happening, and you're not stopping it. So what's happening when the
dogs are naturally attracted to that scent, anyways? Because most, especially puppies,
I've never had a dog that's done that.
Really, I have had all my dogs steal underwear. I don't let them anywhere near that.
No. Like, dogs steal socks and stuff because especially because they take it and you try and get it back, so they think it's a game, right?
No, but it's
one of the reasons.
Underwear.
Maybe for you.
No, I think it's more of a girl
can't comment on what your dogs do.
Like their dogs do. I had a friend, and maybe it's like little dogs too. I don't know, probably big dogs too. But I had a friend who had like 3 or 4 little dogs, and they used to. And she had a bunch of sisters, and they used to just go into like the dirty clothes, and they would always steal underwear, always.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
But she's wearing the
dogs.
clothes.
I had dogs.
This is the problem.
Really. The pheromones, yeah, I guess.
Maybe
I
don't know.
Have pheromones. No, they don't. They don't. This is. Oh, maybe it's me. Like, did you see the TikTok? I don't know how gruesome you want to get on this talk show.
Yeah, very.
Very. Do it. Go.
Well, I don't know, because Wicked's all like, oh, well, I say fudge. And so I'm like, well, if you're not going to, like.
Well,
it was Xray girl as well.
Don't swear. But
you can swear, though. People swear on my streams all the time.
No, you
go
can't.
ahead. Go off, Disparu.
You can't go, oh, well, we don't swear. Well, swearing's like about as lower thing as you can go. So if you're not going to swear, you really can't go much higher. Especially when you talk about TikTok trends. And
it's
TikTok
Saucy
trends
Saturdays.
are basically.
You can get saucy.
TikTok trends are basically decided by the most degenerate people of all of society. So, anytime you mention, well, this is on TikTok. Because do you know the word daubing?
No.
Right.
Can't say.
Okay, so you're a woman. You think that pheromones exist, and you're on TikTok, so you've got to shock people to get views. So
is this like close to vabbing?
What is that?
Yes. I think that's the yes. where
the
you
same
put it
thing.
on. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
They literally said it's their I'm putting the pheromones on me. I'm like, no, you're
Okay,
not, because they don't
So
exist.
for Wicked's looking so confused.
I'm like, I'm just gonna take a sip. Go ahead, keep up.
So vabbing, or I guess dorbing
Well,
equivalent.
I may have misremembered the word, or it may mean the same thing. So,
Yeah.
but yes, I know what you
So
mean.
you take the sauce. You know,
I'm getting what you're
sauce.
saying.
I mean, that's making this show name seem a lot worse than I ever thought it was.
And then you put it on you to attract a man. Which I don't know.
Like literally, they were rubbing it on their
Perfect
neck
timing.
before they went on a. Exactly.
She did the saucy.
Like calling that
She just
sauce. It's like I'm never going to
into.
look at Saucy Saturdays the same way again. I'm
Okay.
definitely on the wrong show. What am I supposed to do? Come with a jar of it or something?
Disparu's ready to get saucy.
Saucy.
Yeah, that's
What is
disgusting in my
happening right
opinion.
now? I've lost control of the stream. It sounds like
Yeah,
some
well, this-
witchcraft.
This is the thing. Like, if you want to lead a stream like this, we'll just keep talking. And so, if
That's
you want
the
to
hard
go
part.
in a very specific thing, you actually have to go right. So, what we're gonna, and then we'll
Yeah,
shut
you're
up.
gonna have to corral
But
us.
But if you don't actually come up with a topic, we're just gonna keep talking and go wherever. This is how streams work.
But I mean, yeah,
There's a
it's
rule on
true.
streams. If there's silence, you fill the silence.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's why
it's
everyone
one
likes
of the
this so much,
weirdest
'cause
things.
we talk a lot.
We do talk
Mark
a lot.
of Reality, thank you for the $10. Dogs are attracted to the undercarriage for scent reasons, but if you get a removable shower head and wash real good down there, there isn't much attraction. You're welcome for the TMI. Oh.
Look, all I'm saying is there's lots of streamers. They all have lots of dogs, and there's only 2 streamers where I've seen this behavior, and both of them have had the same rumors. And I'm not going to name the other one because it's not worth the effort.
When I learned about people doing that with dogs, I was nasty.
And illegal. Let's not forget the illegal bit.
That too. Yes.
Super Toy Hokies? Sorry. I can't find it. Hold on.
Oh, I can read it. Hokies for 5 says, ex or girl, did Mark have to sleep on the couch? Did he dream about his fortune-telling girlfriend?
Oh, there it is. Thank you, Hokies.
No.
You're about to cause issues in there. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, let's talk about Jada and Will.
No, if you made Mark sleep on the couch, it wouldn't even be a punishment because that's literally where your gaming stuff is. So you know he'd just be gaming all night anyway. Yeah,
it's like telling a teenage boy to go to his room when he's got his Xbox in there.
Yeah,
like, you're grounded.
Yeah,
serious.
That used to be a punishment before TV and Xboxes.
So when was the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett news? It dropped like early October, right?
Yeah, like not that long ago. Let's see.
I was aware of this post actually before that, and I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was a little weird, but this was Jada's birthday post to Will.
You have it? You want to?
I shared it. Yeah.
Oh, you did. Sorry, I didn't see it.
It's all good. So this was before the news broke, and this is so weird and awkward.
Willard, is that his name?
I didn't know his name was Willard.
It was William. Sorry, that's like the biggest shock right now. Besides all that, Willard. Okay.
Yeah, this is
I can understand why he calls himself Will now, because
yeah,
it's not exactly the coolest name.
No, and
if you're trying to appear from the street, I need to go to Philly because I'm not posh. Calling yourself Willard doesn't really play into it.
Why do you post? Like, why would you post his full name for one? You know, you guys have public personas. He's known as Will. But this whole message was very awkward. I'm so glad you were born on this day. Without you, I would not have experienced the greatest joy of my life, the love of our family. On this divine assignment, we've chosen to walk together.
Divine assignment? Why did they talk so weird? I said this on the stream. They probably pray to like Mother Earth and stuff. Like, that's some weird stuff, man.
It makes me think
of this photo.
The photo? It's weird to see her with hair.
No, it's not that. Like, her entire face looks different.
She does look different. She probably, I mean, it's Hollywood.
Well, they're significantly
like,
younger than kids.
If it's a long time ago, I can understand it.
Yeah, this was a long time ago.
He looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Who calls their marriage a divine assignment?
Well, I mean, it depends how many zeros it adds to your bank balance.
Actually. Right, we're gonna show. Where is this? Sorry, we're gonna start with something. Go ahead and finish that. But
I'm grateful for the wells of laughter along the trails of tears we shared. Thank you for helping me learn to embrace it all with a smile. Here's to 100 plus more birthdays full of growth, acceptance, and joy. She didn't even say happy birthday, really. And the one line that really stuck out to me was, without you, I would not have experienced the greatest joy of my life.
Yeah, the money.
Which is what?
The money?
No, the money, right?
The
Like,
relationship.
unironically, it's the money.
All that. And she's going to keep it all, too.
Well,
if they get divorced, which they probably won't. I know. That's a thing.
That's the curious thing.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a very common agreement between like really rich celebrity couples. Like I know Wayne Rooney had it as well, where you get like it's essentially a wage every month that you agree upon. I imagine she's got that. I can't remember what it was they used to call it. It's not maintenance, but it was something like that.
Nikki's right. She's just like emasculating the crap out of him.
It was an emasculating birthday message. But I mean, I guess
everything that she's doing. Like here, this is a good crap. Hold on, let me.
No, but it's the typical hot and cold, so you never know where you are with them, and so they keep you on the hook long enough so that when they insult you, it still means something. Because if they just hate you all the time, you'll stop caring. Because like, why would I put up with that? But if they do it to and fro, back and forth, then it because I think when you see him
over this loan,
I think when you see him, he still loves her. Like even now.
Oh, probably. She just misses Tupac. Give her a break. Oh, that's her soulmate. I feel so bad for her. She settled for Will, you know?
Oh.
Here's this.
I can't hear.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay, so this I'm gonna show two things that Sloan did. Actually, one of my Instagram friends that I've known for a while, he made like a TikTok and Sloan used it and he was like, oh my God. Yes, we are, Nikki. Me and Nikki love Sloan. Okay, but this and look at the first thing. I was so pissed that I had to have a wedding. That's like what? Hold on.
That I had to have a wedding. I went crying down the freaking aisle.
I'll get married. I literally said to Jada, that's it. I retire. I retire from trying to make you happy.
We're not having a trouble, everyone.
We never actually officially separated. I really felt like we could be over.
No, we were over.
I actually sat down with Will. He gave me his blessing.
I did not cheat on Will Smith.
Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith can't seem to get their story straight. She is going around and dragging their marriage through the mud. In some
the same moral system you do.
To cheating on him with a 20-year-old kid. And in other moments, she blames Will for pushing their marriage to this point. Even though Jada is an absolute mess, Will isn't innocent either, with rumors that he cheated on Jada with actress Margot Robbie. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's get into it. Personally, I've always felt like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are a toxic couple.
Yeah.
By
I
his
wouldn't
definition.
say that he probably isn't innocent. It's a Hollywood marriage, but like the thing is that he publicly stands by her, which makes him look bad, makes him look like a cuck. But like,
yes.
And she's sitting there like, oh, I cried walking down the aisle.
Look, if your wife is coming up the aisle in tears, just walk off. Like she obviously doesn't want. She shouldn't look like a prisoner of war when she's marrying you.
Yeah,
she should be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not exactly. He's not going out of his way to embarrass her like she is. She is. She's like, because think about how much we liked Will back in the 90s, right? Like Independence Day, the Men in Black movies, and all that. He was the it guy, and then we don't look at him the same at all. We never will. Even if they break up and he starts making like these great movies again and stuff. And it just, I couldn't watch the Red Table Talk interview. I seen clips of him like,
I've seen it.
And that picture of him like crying. And I'm like, I can't, I can't even do it. He's like,
it's emasculating. And that's why we see a lot of that type of behavior happening with a lot of women. And I don't think it's cool that, in a marriage, you shouldn't be airing out your dirty laundry like that. You should talk to each other, not publicly.
Well, if you notice, he isn't.
The wrong
she is.
And that's the problem. Like, she brought him on her show to make him cry and get upset and talk about a slap she apparently didn't see.
Because everything she is and all of her value comes from him. Without him, she's nothing. That's why she doesn't want to get divorced. Yeah, she'll have his money, but her status will go out the window. Nobody cares about her. She's got absolutely no name. She is Will Smith's wife. That is the entire thing. But she can use him and his name if she keeps this going to keep being in the press. Like, the only reason anyone will even read her book is because she's still married to Will Smith. And I was like, well, this is weird. Why is she not divorcing him? Yeah.
No one would care otherwise. And I mean, I really didn't know anything about her until more of this basically the slap.
Yes. I would argue that people still liked Will Smith and felt sorry for Will Smith until the slap.
agree with that.
Because up until that point, you could be like, well, he just loves her and she's taken advantage of him and it's pretty sad and he should divorce her, but he's just a broken man. But when he starts to stand up for her, you're like, well, now you're making a choice, right? You're actively going out to protect something which is destroying you. And that's a step too far. It's like, no, you should just walk away.
And this is an abusive
that is a good
relationship.
question. Yeah, A2 asks, why does he stay with her though? Right? Like, what is the
cheaper to
benefit
keep
for
her.
him?
It is because he would pay more alimony in the divorce.
That's true.
And what I think,
and the marriage gives her power over him, so like he's screwed either way.
What I think is happening is I feel like he hopes for the good that he saw maybe in the beginning of the marriage, and she kind of strings him along. And this is the abuse that she gives him, and that little teeny weeny bit of hope is what keeps him around.
Well, you never know what she's like in private. Like, she may be the completely most loving person sometimes in private, and then in public, she's like, oh, by the way, I'm releasing this book, but I'm so sorry, you know.
Yeah, but she's grifting on everything that hurts him.
Yeah, but to stand up to her, he would require a spine. But if he's been ground, like, how long have they been married? Decades. So if he's been ground down over decades, he's probably just accepted his life. I've seen so many men where they've been ground down to a point where they just accept it. That's all they do.
It's easier
and it's just
to do.
yes, whatever, whatever you want. I'll just do whatever you want. Just okay. And they basically just go along with everything because it's easier. It's a lot of people just do anything for an easy life. And I feel like he's got to that point, and he's probably like sad and regretful, but doesn't know where else to go.
Yeah, at this point, it's like I feel like, especially as a guy, he put all this time and energy, and he probably really did love her. I should find what I sorry, I'm losing my voice. I should find what I read last week on my stream. It was I think it was a People article, a little bit about her book, where she was talking about how he courted her, and like everyone in my chat, I'm reading it, and everyone in my chat's like, wow, like he had game. What happened? Like he called her and was just like, who are you seeing? And she's like, no. And he's like, you're seeing me now. And she's like, I can't believe I fell for that. We're like, what? That's game. He's being a man about it. And I mean,
it's Will Smith. Like, he didn't need to do anything else.
Exactly,
yeah, I know. His existence, people would just be like, yes, please, sir.
It's like Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill phones you, say, do you want to go to a restaurant now? Yeah. You'd leave the stream.
Be like, so Mark?
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back later. Listen, Henry just wants to go have dinner. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a networking
if he phones you up and says, I want you to play 40k, you're like, well, I don't know 40k, but I'll play.
Yeah. I imagine Mark or Mark.
That Disparu would grind him down. Here you go. You want to hear something for you?
Please.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm worth it.
There you go.
Kamla, are you worth it?
Between that and redefining saucy, we've entered an entirely different league here.
Oh my goodness. But
that's true. And speaking of the Margot Robbie thing, I talked about this too. I think so. Allegedly, like they were both sleeping around. They had an open marriage, but she was not okay once it ended up being Margot Robbie because she was like the it girl. She was hot. It makes sense because why wasn't he in Suicide?
And she's hotter than her.
Yeah, and why wasn't Will in Suicide Squad 2? Like, what is he doing? He's doing nothing. He should have been in Suicide Squad 2. His character didn't get killed off on the first one. Why? Because Jada was like, no, you can't be around that hot girl. That's what allegedly she got jealous. Yeah, but it's okay for her to sleep with her son's friends. Like.
That is disgusting.
It is, and
how would the son feel?
If
like
those kids are messed up. She also said in an interview, she's like, "They're my little gurus," and I'm like, "Those kids are messed up."
Do you remember MILF Manor?
Yes.
I never watched it.
There was a game show.
I know you did.
There was a game on MILF Manor where they had to reveal their deepest, darkest secret that the son or the mother didn't know, and then they tried to guess their own relatives won.
What's her name?
One of the mums slept with the son's best friend, and she didn't think it was that big a deal. She wasn't expecting it. But to the son, it crippled him. He had no idea what to do. He was spinning. It broke him for the night. It doesn't bother me, but you could tell this guy, he was disgusted and like couldn't handle it. And like, I'd never seen that live play out in front of my eyes because I don't know any mums that would be that disgusting, but I imagine it hit their sons had the same reaction, and aren't their sons a little bit off kilter? They're not
well,
exactly.
that's the thing. Jaden, he's kind of not like he's so different from a normal kid. I think he had almost too much autonomy when he was a kid, so he's not.
Oh, they probably had a lot of, and she does.
Do
I
you
forget
think
what it's
she's the
called.
person to give him autonomy? I think she'd be very controlling.
No, I thought
don't
she gave
know.
him a lot of autonomy.
I think she probably did. So someone in the chat tell me, because I don't have the article up now, but she did this. She in this article and in her book, she talks about how she went through a heavy depression and was thinking about,
Deleting.
Yes, deleting herself and all that, and that her kid saved her. I think Jaden told
So
her
she's
about
emotionally
this.
controlling.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like, you have to remember who she is. You have to remember who you're talking about, and I wouldn't trust a single word out of her entire mouth.
I wasn't
there is
nice
a thing.
about it.
If you want to control somebody, one of the things you can do is pretend they're weak and vulnerable, and I need you, otherwise something horrible's going to happen. And if you leave, then I tell you what I'm going to do. And it's like that's the way of keeping people close to you. If
Those
you
people
go,
who break
I
up
don't know
and-
what's going to happen.
They're like, oh, if you leave me
trip.
now, I'm gonna delete
But
myself.
that happens in relationships. If you
It
split
does.
up with me, then I'm gonna, so.
No, but they started
anything
taking
she
like
says, I would
shrooms or something.
filter.
She took something. I didn't know what it was, and the chat had to explain it to me. I forget what it's called. Someone will put it in the chat what it's called. But she started taking these like shrooms, and she said when they were of age, or kids were doing it with her too. And I'm like, okay, I know. Just her eyes got all big. So I'm saying. So I think she was a pretty chill parent. She probably, I mean, she was busy off finding other guys to like hook up with besides her husband.
They
So
probably were taking care of. Most of these types of couples are taken care of by nannies.
Yeah, celebrity.
I also think she'd be bringing the people back home, so they just see a parade of men.
Yeah,
Probably.
honestly,
which
probably.
is not good for a kid.
No.
Raider, thank you for the $10. Jada, I almost said Jaden. Jada is showing clear signs of BPD.
Bipolar disorder.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes, Fish Mooney isn't even an actual character. I know. I hated her in Gotham. Like, why did they do that? Yeah, both the kids are weird. I just feel bad for them though. I feel bad for celebrity kids.
I think it's the entertainment space as a whole. I think it's so abstracted from reality that if everyone around you is all acting the same, it becomes a new normal to you, and everybody on the outside thinks you're weird as hell.
Well, and then you need since you're not getting a lot of the difficulties or similar difficulties in normal people, you end up chasing happiness, which ends up being a high of some substance.
Oh,
you hear about
borderline
that
personality disorder.
Oh, borderline.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay.
BPD means something else in the hospital for me then.
I think there's something to that. It's like you've got so much money and your life is so easy because you work so few hours all the time. You've got so much spare time and money, and you basically don't struggle, and so you make problems.
You make problems, and then when you want to be happier, being numb ends up being your line of happiness.
Elman John for $5. Thank you. Ladies on the panel, if you were forced to be in a relationship between Tupac and Smith before and after he was a cuck, who would you choose? Well, I mean, yeah.
Before Cuck?
Disparu answered first, but
before Cuck, Smith.
I would say, like, I mean, I wouldn't want to be after
Cuck,
but
Tupac.
Even now, I'd choose Smith.
Like, yeah, because Tupac was like, I love Tupac as a rapper, but he was into gang stuff and all that, right? So I don't think I'd want to be.
I think Smith just seems like a nice. I don't really know anything about Tupac, so I only know like Reputation. But
oh yeah, that's what the
Smith seems like a nicer bloke.
That's what it was
like
called.
Even now,
I would love to go on to his movie sets to just hang out with some of the characters that he would meet. I think it'd be really cool.
Wolf Spain for $5. Thank you. It's because Margot is not just a white woman. She's arguably the hottest white woman in Hollywood. Black women like Jada hate black men that date them. But not even just that. It also goes back into like she could have lost him to her, right? And then they'd be this hot. Like think if he would have dated Margot Robbie. They would be this hot celebrity couple. Like if he left Jada for Margot, and then Jada would be forgotten.
Did Will Smith overlap his ex-wife with Jada, or did they break up prior to?
I think they broke up. I think he got after, because I read, I mean, the article said this. After he got a divorce is when he reached out and asked her, who are you seeing? And when she said no one, he's like, okay, you're seeing me now. Who knows if that's true? I'm sure something could have happened in between, because why would he just be like, okay, I'm divorced now. Let me call up this chick that I thought was cute. Like, I'm sure something happened. It maybe
No,
not though.
because
I just
it-
wouldn't be surprised.
It always seems the most stupid thing to do to me to get with somebody. If you cheat in a relationship, getting with the person you've cheated with, because they've already cheated on you, right? They're already shown that they're willing to cheat. So if they were willing to cheat on someone with you, then getting with them,
They'll
just be willing to cheat on you as well.
Yeah.
Like, it also just seems like a really stupid idea. And yeah, I know, like, married couple, like, two people from a married couple get together and then they're like, we're going to live happily ever after. It's like, well, you've both already broken up your marriage once together. And you think they won't do it with someone else? That seems like really bad logic.
Your word means nothing at all.
Do you want to read this one, Xray? We'll split up the super chats.
Oh, sure, we can. Mark of Reality for $5 says stories about depression, self-X, and other such things, or manipulation. I deal with criminals all the time. Well, yeah, you're a lawyer.
Yeah, but he's right.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I deal with criminals all the time, and I get them off.
Yeah, you want to read this one, Disparu?
If I were in Will's position, I would divorce her. If she tried to take all my money, I'd do my
Suge Knight.
Okay.
Suge Knight, yeah, he's the one
What
that
is
was he was like Tupac's best friend. He was with him the day that he died, and he
Oh,
was
you
like,
can't give me names of rappers. That's really not
I will
my
not
area.
know any of them.
Impression.
But that's
Well, there you go.
we know.
I would have said like Suge.
Suge Knight. I mean, that's what it looks like.
I tried Suge.
Suge. Well,
A divorce would cripple him because I don't know if he's doing anything currently. Maybe like stocks and stuff.
They think that Suge ordered the hit on Tupac. That's like a really big conspiracy. He's gone now. He owned Death Row Records, which had like Snoop Dogg and all of them on there. And I think, doesn't Snoop Dogg own it now? I think so. Anyways, they're both
that literally you couldn't find a topic more outside my I like know a lot about a little about a lot of things. That
he does, you know, random stuff.
care,
When you talk about rappers, and he's like,
nope.
Okay.
Literally wouldn't mind it. Like, I think the only rap albums I've ever owned would have been Will Smith's.
Can we hear you rap one of his songs?
There's no way I can rap. I said I
Did
bought
you
his.
get it?
Like,
Did
I
you
was
get
a
it? I know you know
teenager.
that one.
This was in his Men in Black days. Like, I don't know what album it was, but there was it might have just been Getting Jiggy with it, the album name, but it's like Getting Jiggy with It and Chuck. I love the Chuck song. That was awesome. But even his rap was like quite wholesome. Like, his story about Chuck was about how like he didn't listen to his parents and he hung around with Chuck, and then Chuck betrayed him. And he's like, no, actually, the people that were older than me were right, and I should have listened to their wisdom. It's like, even his rap was wholesome.
That is some good advice.
He was, yeah. He wasn't like when he didn't swear and stuff. Like, he was a
I don't
clean
care about
rapper.
swearing. What I mean
No,
is
I'm just
that
saying
he wasn't rapping
what
about
she
like
said, he was-
stealing, theft, guns, and whatever else, you know.
Yeah.
He was rapping about aliens coming to Earth and defending the universe. Like, that was his rap.
Oh, wait a second. I think, hold on. I don't think I shared the sound. There's sound on this. I forgot. So this is kind of new. I think this just came out like the other day. It does, Nikki. I love the Wild Wild West movie.
Wild.
and
I
song.
like the Wild Wild West movie, and so few people do, but I still think it's
I
awesome.
loved
and I will
it.
die on
I
that
loved
hill.
it. I love it.
When he sticks the knife out from his shoe and tries to look scary with it.
I think it's great. Like, it's just a comedy. That's. I don't know whether people thought it was a serious movie and like, this is horrible. And like, it's like, no, it's
Not
meant to
getting
be a
the
parody. It's meant to be
nature of
like
it.
this. I
Yeah, I
think
love
even Will
Nightmare on
Smith
My
said it's the
Street.
worst movie he's ever made, but I love it.
Yeah, Mark. No, I agree with you. She was just manipulating that whole her book, these interviews that she's doing. She's trying to make herself look better, but everyone's like, "Nah, we see you." But here's this.
Lies.
Here's more Will Smith cringe. Unfortunately, I hate saying that because I loved Will Smith back in the day, and he's just like a broken man now.
Yeah, that's the best description.
You guys can
But
hear
should
it,
you blame
right?
him for being broken or the person that did it to him? That's the.
Both.
Yeah, say a
He's
little of
supposed
both.
to
He should have
stay.
left. But I know it's hard, like when you love someone. But I mean, at some point, you got to be like, I'm out. You guys
That's
can
going to
hear
be
it,
an
right?
interesting topic then, depending on what the others are.
Yeah.
You love somebody
Here it is.
Forever, no matter what.
No. I don't even think you should love family unconditionally.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that because if people do you dirty, whether they're family, whoever they are, you gotta cut them loose.
That hurts even more when it's family.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but the point is that there comes a point where someone is such a drain on your life that you would just be better off without them. But I do agree with her, and I don't know whether this is controversial or not, but she did say that she doesn't believe in anything such as divorce, and I agree with her. I know, like, legally you can do it, but the entire legal part of marriage, to me, is repulsive in the first place. But the entire idea of a vow where it's like to death do us part, if you believe in any kind of spiritual or religious thing, or even just an oath, I don't think you can break that. And so I think it's the Philippines. What they do is like, well, you can split up, but you just can't marry anyone else, right? So for the rest of life, you're still married, but you kind of separated and just live separate lives. I think that's better, which I believe is what they're doing. So I can support her on that.
Yeah, she does. It's true, Nikki.
Can you show up and love somebody for the rest of your life, even when you don't agree with them?
Depends what you don't agree with them on.
Nobody on earth.
Yeah, right?
Like, if they wanted to wipe out the entire earth, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
There are
I'm
limits.
not gonna let it. There's limits. You can't kill people. Calm down.
The moral stuff.
I almost messed up. You, Mom. Nobody showed up for me more than you, Mom.
His mom probably hates her if she's still alive.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, I bet.
Yes.
I have ever had on this planet.
Well, moms often see through the wife faster than the husband ever
She
would.
probably
And
will,
vice
absolutely.
versa.
Because moms have been through it before where you've seen friends date. They might have been that person at one point and then realize, okay, maybe I should not be like that evil. And yeah, they want the best for the kids.
People used to learn from like their grandparents, right? So they'd be passed down wisdom through the generation, and we just stopped.
Wisdom is not listened to anymore. They actually try to change history because they don't care to learn about history.
Well, it's an interesting thing. It is like, I'm 23 and I know more than literally every other person that's ever lived throughout all of history combined. It's like the ego. I don't think we've ever had this much ego.
That sounds like something a 16 or 14-year-old would say.
Which is what loads of people say. It's like, well, everything in the past is wrong. Tradition is wrong. We need this new thing. We've got to march into the future. It's like, so we leave everything behind, all the wisdom of everyone who's ever lived behind, and I know better, so I'm going to build the perfect world. It's idiotic.
I don't even want to know what else he's going to say, but we'll finish it.
Show up for her and support her for the rest of my life.
And he still is.
Pile driver from the top rope.
Show up for her.
Yeah, this book. This was it, right? Nothing extra.
Oh gosh, I want to see the kids. I actually haven't.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
is that
they're
Willow
old.
now? Oh,
They're
that's
way
you know
older
what
than I thought.
Okay, so
This makes me feel old.
I think this is they only have two together, right? And then
then the third.
That's her son from his first. You know what she calls him? I was reading an article about it, and I want to know what people in the chat think. I talked about this on WickedVirtue last week. She calls him her bonus son, and I'm like, that just sounds weird.
No, I'm okay with that.
I think it sounds weird.
I mean, it's unusual, but
I guess it could be worse, but it's.
I
Still
don't think it
odd
symbolizes any kind of disrespect, or like
you're
you
probably
don't consider
right.
them your son.
Well,
Like a bonus is generally considered a good thing.
Yeah.
But you could just call him your son.
I hope she doesn't call him that all the time, though, because that.
She probably does. He comes in the house. My bonus son is. See, Nikki gets it.
Every time anyone says bonus, I think bonus hole. So
that's what I think someone said that. I think it was Lulu. She's like a bonus hole.
It's one of my favorite terms, though. YouTube friendly as well.
Very, very much.
Good.
I don't have to be crass to talk about that part.
Yeah, I agree with that. Still, it's like separating him still in a way. Like she has her kids and then her bonus son.
Yeah, but he will always be separate. Like,
yeah, I guess, but she didn't have to make him feel that way. I mean, now as an adult, it probably doesn't matter. But when he was a kid, I wonder how you know what I mean? Parents getting divorced and then remarry because he was a kid at the time because he's like,
he seems the most normal though out of all of them because he grew.
He
up
probably
like
stayed away because Jada's not his mom. That's why he's probably the most
No,
normal.
but I think like I've never been in the situation like as a kid, so I don't know.
Adopted ass kid.
I would think if I put myself in that situation, you'd still think of your like mom as your mom and the other one as your stepmom.
Yeah,
and so I think it's reciprocated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like I don't think you would think of her as your mom unless you were very young.
Unless you were estranged from your actual birth mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan says the problem is they've just admitted that their entire lives have been fake for the past decade.
Yep.
So how is anyone supposed to believe that speech means shit? They've said same stuff they've said for years. Yeah, I agree with that. It does. They're just putting on a front at this point, and they've pretty much shown us that. Not pretty much. They 100% showed us that. So it's like, even a year from now, they come out and they act like they have this happy marriage. Everyone's gonna be like,
what was that whole stunt a year ago?
Yeah, yeah.
What kills me is only Jada's benefiting from all this. She wrote a book and gets to benefit from revealing all these secrets. I wonder how much she's actually conveyed to Will Smith. This is going to be in the book. I'm talking about this. Probably nothing.
Oh, that's why maybe like I don't want to fund it. So I bet you somebody's going to upload it onto like YouTube or something, like an audio version. I mean, if it's her version, I don't know if I want to hear her talk, but I don't want to buy it. I'm going to buy Britney Spears' book though.
Well, I've already seen pictures of it, and it was in a 30% sale on launch day. So
what, Jada's?
Yes.
Damn. He's like, well, there you go, 30% off.
I mean, like, I don't think
they're just making money now. They're gonna write a book together next and start their Red Table show back up. Yeah, they're just profiting off of this now.
What the thing is, for years, like well within, if it's been like a decade, well within the last decade, I've seen videos from him where he's portraying them as like the perfect Hollywood family. This is how everyone should be.
Like this, that big meme where she's like dressed up and he's like this is my girl. That wasn't that long ago. You guys remember that?
I mean,
that
was
like
sounds
a big
creepy as
meme for a
it
while.
is. Like this is...
that sounds creepy, but he was like showing her off, and it was this big meme for a while. Let me find it.
Yeah, but it's like, here's this nobody, and I'm Will Smith. Like,
I mean,
it's a lot of performative acts.
Oh, I have seen that meme, but I've only seen the results of that meme where he's doing it to something else. Yeah, yes. I didn't know it was about her.
I don't remember.
I only ever see the actual memes.
This one, here it is. Hold on, let me put. And she had. Oh wow,
it's like, kind of. You know where
she had hair.
You know, on the YouTube Rewind where he looks through the telescope. I've only ever seen the memes of that. I still don't know what he actually looked at.
Here.
Yeah, I had no idea it was her that he was pointing to.
This is the original picture right here.
Oh. No, don't. No.
No.
Oh, no. I find something like that physically repulsive. It is literally like, look at this person who's so much better than me. I'm only here for her. No. I don't think there's anything that says modernity more than that picture.
Oh, it's a Target book? Of course she's releasing it at Target. It's fake news. You know what? You're not wrong, though. It's 30%. It was marked up and then 30% off, so...
It's one of those stories where you're like, I don't care enough to fact check this. I'd rather believe the lie.
I'd rather believe it's on sale.
It's already going down.
Yeah. I love how he's like, no, he didn't want to see that. But yeah, that was the original. That was a while ago because she still had hair.
I love how that's how you judge time.
She had hair.
By
so
her hair.
A few years ago.
Yep.
All right. What are we gonna talk about next? Should we talk about the Sniper Wolf thing? People are probably tired of this, but are you okay, Disparu?
Disparu's like, drama.
No, well, it is just pointless drama, but like it is the thing that the entire commentary reminded me of was there was a situation with Twitch with Alinity where I think she reached down and flashed, right? And she begged Twitch to punish her because she was getting so much aggro from the chat. There was so much stuff on social media that I think eventually they gave her like a 24-hour ban, and she actually asked Twitch to increase the ban to punish her for more because she was getting all of this stuff. It's like you haven't been punished, and this entire thing reeks of it. It's like you get someone who's got a slap on the wrist wrist, they come out and they say both sides were rotten. Both sides went. A guy was in his
Only-
house and someone
Doing
got and
nothing.
someone doxed him. Like there is no two sides to this.
Yeah, no, that's here. We'll just pull up.
And it just seems to me like, okay, to shut up the drama, we'll do something. We'll do like a temporary thing. And they even said at the end of their thing, we hope this makes you shut up. Essentially,
yeah. We were
What?
talking about this.
I
like,
didn't
yeah.
actually
On the
thing.
YouTube response is,
I have that, I think. But this was here. Hold on, let me. I think I have
because
the
I don't know the timing of the two posts. Did
There
her
it is.
apology come before or after this?
No, see, look
response?
at so.
So this was
this is-
12:37 on the 20th.
And then
What-
hers was 1:18. So what it was like 45 minutes?
Okay,
It was like right
Mhm.
away, basically.
but at least
So-
she's responding to this.
Yeah. Wait, which one was this? Okay, this was the YouTube thing. I just think it's a little bit crazy that they're holding. He didn't do anything wrong. Like literally, she
No.
was going to meet up with him, and then she doxed him. So she'd be like, I don't
No,
understand.
she wasn't going to meet up with him. He had
What
no
was that?
idea she was there.
Oh,
He
never
was
mind. She
stri-
said, "Should I go visit?" Sorry, I thought
He-
that.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
whole time I
No,
thought
no,
this
he was
about
streaming at the
nothing.
time. There is footage of his stream, and the first time he finds out it happens, someone in his Discord on the same stream tells him, "She's just doxed you." He's like, "What?" And so he goes and looks and finds
didn't
his
know that.
house on social media in front of millions
Wow.
of people.
Which is super uncool because that's the one thing I think everyone on the internet can agree with is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
do.
it's the same thing as swatting.
Yeah.
The only reason you'd ever do it is intimidation or a threat to life. That's literally it.
So, do you think that her apology was sincere or calculated? I think it was calculated,
Calculated.
because it wasn't even an hour after YouTube was what 12:37, and then she posted it at 1:18.
She's getting
the-
so much hate right now, and the only way she can feel maybe better or lessen it a bit is to get punished to do this, and it only be temporary. Because my thing is, if it's a temporary ban, she's getting a slap on the wrist. How is she going to really learn how bad this action is going to be? It's like going to jail for what was supposed to be 6 years
well, it's
and being there
illegal.
6 days.
Doxing is illegal in California.
Oh, is
what
it?
says. Yeah.
And that's where it happened.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
there
sure
it is.
one of the context added says it's illegal in California.
Can she get charged? Will he charge her? I wonder.
Do you think he should?
He should. Like,
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
press everything. Everything I
his
could, I would
house.
press.
He has
Yeah.
to move now.
Yeah.
If
'Cause
there's
he's
any
big too, so
if there's any real estate
What-
agents, you know the address, you can find out his real name and all this other information or whatever else there is.
The inevitable result of this, and you've seen it on multiple other people, you've had the quartering, you had Tim Pool, the moment people find out your address, you get swatted. Like,
yeah.
and that is a literal attempt on your life. And she, like, there are certain rules, doesn't matter how long you've been doing YouTube, if you watch YouTube at all, you will have heard people talk about it, certain things that you know you shouldn't do because you know what it feels like to be done to you. So even the most thicker person will realize this is a bad thing. You don't DMCA people, you don't copyright strike people, you don't dox people, all these things stop common sense. And if you know any of these things, any of your actions are deliberate, and that means any apology you do for a deliberate action is meaningless. Especially when the consequences are severe, as literally a threat to somebody's life and intimidation.
Yeah. And she gets this, which is just a temporary ban on monetization. She'll be fine.
Really?
She's not getting
Well, no.
anything
Duck
equal to that.
dangerously
I mean,
said
Rakaja would know
Rakaja
better
said-
than me about it.
Yeah, but he said she did nothing illegal because his address is public record. Is it?
I mean, this is the thing, right? I don't know how your address system works and stuff. So I do know some people said, well, she just Googled it. But I don't know how that works over there. Whether
Oh. Still doesn't
are
mean
your-
she
all
should
your
shine
address is
light
public?
on it. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
because
she
my
should just-
address wouldn't be public.
Yeah, no, mine's not.
Because we have an
My-
option, right? We have a voting registration thing, or you can just tick to have it removed.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, this is
Market
the-
Reality, thank you for the $2. So punch me more, Daddy Twitch. Yeah, yeah, Alinity, I guess. Were you gonna say Xray? Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say there's a lot of girls that don't get punished enough, and if this happened
No.
with a guy, like I know, Disparu said, was it you the equivalent we could maybe think of more recently, like Russell Brand, who actually
Yeah,
didn't
Roger
do
said it, yeah.
anything.
I didn't
He
say
had
it, but I've heard someone make that same.
someone make the same, yeah, or it's like equating it almost, but an alleged accusation where
Mhm.
he hasn't been convicted of it, and he's
Mhm.
getting massively deplatformed, and it's so unfortunate. And then this girl who actually did something illegal, something immoral, and she can still exist and do all this stuff still.
Well,
Yeah, see,
I mean,
Market
we
Reality,
have
thank
the
you for the
evidence
2.
that
He's right on that.
it's not just that women have lower prison sentences. More attractive people in general, man or woman, get lower prison sentences than ugly people. Like, we actually have the evidence for this. It's just data. So there is definitely privilege in life. Put it that way.
Pretty privilege is real.
Yeah, it is. No, genuinely.
It
Like,
is.
people will
It
treat you
is.
differently.
Yeah, the same thing happened with I know Disparu probably knows about this. I talked about it in our group chat a little bit, but that Nadia girl, she doxed one of her fans, and Twitch only gave her a
There's been a
24-hour
few that have done that.
suspension. Yeah, she got a 24-hour suspension. She's also the girl that cheated on the Call of Duty, well, allegedly. But she definitely had a bot. You could tell on the Call of Duty tournament, and she just didn't get in any trouble at all. It's crazy.
There was
So I
another
don't.
streamer, I can't remember what her name was, but she's done a rant before. It wasn't the one about you don't have $5. It wasn't the first one, but there was a second one who
Oh
did a
yeah, who
thing like,
was that?
essentially, if you don't have $5, you need to go out and work. And she's admitted once where if somebody tipped her a lot of money over like PayPal or something, she would take their name off the PayPal receipt, Google them, try and find them on LinkedIn and stuff to see their job. And if they did a well-paid job, she would specifically target them in order to rope them into donating more money. Like she would specifically like try and do content that appealed to them and that kind of stuff and message them and things. Like this
What?
is an entire background manipulation thing that goes on with
Wow,
some streamers.
That's messed
I
up.
just exist.
Yeah, right. I just exist.
Yeah, you just show puppies. I mean, they show puppies, but for a different reason.
Different types
They
of
show
puppies.
different puppies.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
Dang. And the worst part is this is showing other people out there in the world that you can do heinous acts and get away with it. And this is where the world is devolving into this horrible California, like people stealing stuff and it's okay type of behavior.
I
Or
mean,
Robin in the Hood.
people have always got
Oh,
special
no.
treatment.
You're gonna trigger Disparu.
People have always got special treatment if they provide a service that cannot be replaced, right? If you're replaceable, you can get better treatment at work. You can demand more things because they can't replace you.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
that kind of instance. But in this situation, there's nothing she does that can't be replaced because her entire content is just, I'm attractive, I watch TikTok videos and say,
Oh, Sniper
wow,
Wolf?
he's making pizza. And so
Oh, her
you could
reaction
literally
videos are so
replace that
boring.
tomorrow with 1,000 different people and no one would care because all the traffic comes from getting recommended on the YouTube front page when you're not signed in. It's that kind of, that's where the numbers come from.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it's being treated the way it is because you could say like there isn't another Mr. Beast. There's no one that could replace Mr. Beast. He's kind of a one of a kind creator. But watching TikTok videos, anyone could do.
Yeah. Reaction content for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Evader.
Well, it's the lowest form of reaction content. Like, if there's an entire universe of difference between that and EFAP, and they're both reaction content.
Yeah.
True.
But see,
Single word
I
reactions.
like how Flawed does his reaction stuff. I like that because he actually talks about what he's reacting to instead of just like, I can't stand watching reacting. Like it's mostly on, I don't have TikTok anymore, but it's mostly on like reels and stuff. I've talked about this before. When people like watch it, they take somebody else's content and instead of like doing commentary and saying what they think about what's going on, they'll just be like, or laugh. And I'm like, nice video. Like I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't like.
I could have watched the video myself.
Exactly.
On
Like,
the
I can just
actual
watch
channel.
the person that actually made it. It's so weird. But yeah, like I appreciate people like Flawed and Nina did a video too. She doesn't do it that much, but she actually, it was a while ago, but she was talking about like this little sweet interaction between, I think it was I don't remember what it was with the kid, and she actually sat there for like 30 seconds because it was a reel talking about the situation and how it was heartwarming and all this stuff, not just like, oh, all right, you know what I mean? It's not that hard to actually put your input in. Well, maybe for some people, but Sniper Wolf, my gosh, I can't watch your videos.
I've never watched
the
them.
best.
I've
No,
never
thank
watched a full one. I've seen clips and I'm like, okay.
The best way to train yourself out of it would be to do something like my reviews, where you're watching it. If you watch more than like, I only do 4 to 5 second clips. You can probably go up to 8. But if you have to comment on something every 4 or 5 seconds, or just skip past the area, it makes you think of something and it makes you comment all the time. Whereas they will watch like 30 seconds, a minute, and like an entire TikTok can be a minute, and then they're he's making pizza. But they're still showing the entire thing. That wouldn't work for me. I have to pause it and say that you have to be entertaining just on your own from the clip.
Disparu would do good I mean, not that you do reaction.
Good.
Wait, no,
you would do great. He'd be like, listen, he didn't put the cheese on properly. There's not enough sauce. Like, he would really
You even annoyed me earlier in the stream, right? When you were playing that video, you played it for, I'm like, I would have paused by now.
You're like, I need to talk. I know, I was trying
I would have said
to pause.
something.
And I'm like, all right, we'll pause. But
that's the thing. It gets like an instinct, right? Even if I was watching TikToks, I'd be like, I'd stop all the time.
You have the thought in your head and you're like, I need to express it.
Yeah.
Well, you train yourself. So it's like, I have to talk every few seconds, because otherwise you like, I get the whole you're stealing content kind of thing, because that's what I've been trained to. The Hollywood standard is you can do a few seconds at a time and that's it. So that's where I am. Like, I know XQC said his chat get annoyed every time he pauses a video. Whereas I'd be like, well, if you get annoyed about pausing, you might as well go to someone else.
Yeah, like,
leave.
that doesn't make sense.
And Disparu will understand this because of watching me yesterday. I need to pause to have a conversation to actually talk. And I like having the conversations about the video, but it has to be with it paused. I can't talk over a video. It's like ruining the video.
Yeah.
Well, that's what XQC, like, the video plays, and he talks over the video because his chat get annoyed if he pauses. So
that means his chat doesn't actually like his content.
Yes,
they don't want to hear his input. Yeah.
Exactly, right? That, like, and he can't seem to get that into his head. Like, he can't see it from that point of view. So he will do very short commentary because he doesn't want to talk over the video because chat wants to see the video. So I get his point of view. He just can't see it from the person who makes the video's point of view. You know, they get nothing out of it.
He still gets all those views though. I don't understand why. He's another one. I think it was on Kick. I watched like 30 seconds and I was like, they gave
There's
him
a
bunch
lot
of
of
money?
them. There's a lot of them out there. I think
there is.
The idea of vetting, you know, when someone is popular, all the people will flock to their content, part of the algorithm, and they're like, oh,
On
kids
Twitch.
like this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch this because other people are watching it.
Yeah.
There is, I get the appeal, right? It's like watching a video with friends, so it's different than watching it on your own. And I've watched some of his stuff. The things of his that I think are like where I get the appeal are, I can't remember what channel it is, but they're like a drama channel where they set up a situation and they'll be like The Box, where you've got a man and a woman, and the first person to press the button stays in the round. But if they both stay in, then they go on a date together, but they're knocking each other out, and they'll get another creep in who then does something else. I think he does the drama stuff quite well. But if it comes to like any video, because I know that the drama came around because he was on about like the JFK assassination and stuff. He has nothing to contribute to that topic. So what's he going to say? You know?
Yeah. That's true. Should we I'm listening, sorry, but I'm like trying to find something. I'm listening, I promise. Since you're talking about, it's funny too, because like I
mean, if you don't say something, we would anyway.
I was about to say, I'm like getting ready to like hop in.
Like if ever there's a pause, I can't, what does Gary say? It's a weird word, but I'm assuming it's like a broadcasting term that I just never heard. But he'll say one word when he wants other people to fill the space.
I don't remember. I should know this because I have literally every live stream I've listened to.
I hear it. I just can't remember what it is.
Chat,
but
if you know,
he will just go. He will just say something, and then everyone's like, "Okay."
Vamp.
So normally Jeremy.
Vamp. It's Vamp.
Vamp, yeah. And then normally Jeremy will come in and so I was watching this, and just immediately dive in.
Jeremy's so good at that, and oh my god, Az will always fill the dead space.
I was trying to find Disparu sent this in the group chat, like about our little SAUCY Saturdays group chat, about Britney Spears dancing with the knives again. And then I looked and I found it on Instagram, but she deleted it. I was gonna pull it up now because this one was way more crazy. Yeah, she deleted it. It's not up there anymore.
I'm not surprised.
Play it right now. I mean, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. YouTube might not like it. Because
the second knife dance, was she wearing a white top? No,
No, that's the
days.
first one. That's
Okay, I got it. I got it 3 days ago.
Oh, you got it?
It's
maybe she
TMZ,
didn't-
so
Oh, okay. Well, that's good
there'll be a
enough.
little bit of a
It's-
cut up version, I'm sure.
That's fine.
Volume.
Like, I imagine it's fine because obviously nothing happened. You know, it's not like
Yeah. She deleted it on her Instagram. I was just trying
it's
to
one
find
of
it.
those things where like this is what are you doing? Like that was probably the moment when she did that was probably the moment they paused it, and it just looks really bad in pause.
Oh, it's gonna pause in a second when she does like that. But she had like this really crazy caption too. I can't remember it now. I wish I would have wrote it in our group chat. I just sent it instead.
They might say it in the article. Oh,
Yeah.
See, that like
I don't care what she says. Those are not ceremonial knives. Those are just
she
kitchen
said
knives.
You heard the
she made
click.
this whole she made this.
Well, I'm not saying they're not metal.
whole,
You can get blunt knives. That's
Yeah. Well, she made.
But
this
she
whole
didn't she say
post
she was like a
saying that-
ceremonial ritual one or something?
No, she said that she like she made this whole weird like paragraph like saying my team went to the prop store and got fake knives and like she over explained it too, and it's like no, she's like I was trying to do a Shakira dance. Yeah, like that's listen, that was loud. That sounded like some real.
No, I'm not saying. No, you can get blunt knives made of metal, right? But metal
those
doesn't.
probably aren't blunt.
If it's thick metal, then it would still be fine. But those are just kitchen. Like I'm not being funny.
Well, putting
They're
that
obviously
across your
kitchen
neck.
knives. And
Yeah,
they're actually really cheap kitchen knives as well.
Yeah, it's because she said she was trying to. So before she did this one, the second video, she said she was trying to recreate a Shakira dance.
I'm not being funny, but she can't dance.
Look
she
at
used
this.
to be able
You
to.
can
She
tell
used to
they
be
are
great.
kitchen knives.
Like her signature thing was like that spin, right? Like, but she didn't do it as much as she does now, and it was just like a little end that she used to dance like fantastic. Honestly, she used to be really great. But
This is like
now-
really jerky, like somebody who's seen a dance but doesn't know how to dance and they're trying to mimic it.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain professional dancers have a certain fluidity that I couldn't describe, but you just know when you see it.
I think that she can still dance. She's just not great at dancing.
She's just not. We'd have to see her do like a choreographer, like a.
Well,
nice
that is
dance
choreography.
stuff. Well, yeah, but maybe more like.
Oh, here, the caption. Come over. Don't worry. I have such a warm, inviting home with these fake knives.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Britney. That's. I hate this too because growing up, I really liked Britney when I was growing up. She was. I know she was kind of controversial. She always has been, but the one thing she was always a great entertainer. Like just she could dance, she could put on a show, even if she lip sync. It's kind of hard to do those crazy dances and sing. And her
And
actual
everyone
voice
back
was-
then was lip syncing.
Yeah, and her actual voice, they made her do like that high pitched babe, like that thing. But when she actually sings, she has like this deep, nice voice that sounds way better than that. But they made her do that.
Whatever that was.
Whatever that was, yeah. So that's I don't know, man. She
needs to.
Oops, I'm
get some
pregnant
help.
again.
She needs to get some help. She needs to be integrated back into society and know what normal is again.
I don't think she can. Where does she live? Los Angeles? I'm just guessing.
Somewhere
she should
in
go
California.
back
She's
to
in
the
Cali.
South. If she was in the South, people would.
I think Louisiana is where she's from. She needs to go back there and yeah.
Well,
No, but
they'll tell us
if she moved away from like the cult of celebrity just to a normal place and surrounded herself with normal people who were like, "What on earth are you doing?" you know.
Well, no, she needs to be told that. I think a lot of people. Well, she's been told no so many times that she's almost gone too far off the deep end, and then now she's like a teenager again. She's getting to do the things that she never did when she was a young adult.
If a teenager is doing
mid-20s,
that, there's something horribly wrong.
When
That's
her
not
dad
normal
took
teenager
control,
behavior.
like how many? I think she was like mid-20s when her dad took control. And now she's 41.
Yeah. Well, like even just the idea of
that's
having
not-
a phone and what you should post on the internet and what you shouldn't post on the internet.
Yeah.
Like who you are in your 20s is like you're a full grown adult. I don't know why we constantly keep pushing older and older and older and older and older to the point where, oh, I'm still a child. No, you're not. You've been an adult 4 years. You know who you are by this point. You're pretty much set in stone. You're only going to learn from experience from that point on, but you're not going to regress. You're not going to end up like this. And it's not an excuse. It's so weird that people used to have entire families by the age of 24. And now we're like, oh, well, she's 24. She doesn't know what she's doing. And she does.
Well,
Everybody
no,
knows what they're doing at 24.
specifically Britney Spears, she didn't have a normal like childhood either.
No.
And she probably ended up being the moneymaker of the family,
She
heavily
was. They've
relied
talked
on.
about that. Yeah, she like bought their
And that's
houses
a lot of
and yeah.
pressure on a child. When
Well, I just think Hollywood itself, to everybody in it, is like acidic. I think it takes something from you.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
she was really young. It was the Mickey Mouse Club she started on, and then
She's like,
when
what?
she
Like
did
10?
yeah, and then she was only 15 when she was launched into the pop star, like with Baby One More Time. She was only 15. Yeah.
She's
And it was
got a
her
lot of issues.
parents. Yeah, she does. And I feel bad for her. I know some people don't, but I do. And the whole maybe she needed the conservatorship, but I don't think that they handled it properly. Because you hear stories
No.
like her dad wouldn't even let her like go get her nails done, little things like that. When she's like a billionaire and she can't even like go do simple little things like that. And he kind of like tortured her, apparently made her go on medication. We don't know. It's not allegedly. Like we have no idea what it was really like.
Yeah.
But
That
if that
sounds like
stuff is
nonsense.
true,
Yeah.
if that stuff
Like
is
that would be easy
true-
to prove. Like if I got tortured, you'd know about it. If I started turning up with black eyes, you'd be like, what happened?
That kind of tortured, but like he didn't let her live, but who knows? It's Hollywood. We have no idea. Yeah, LA is crazy.
Absolutely. I will agree with Disparu on what he said prior to how when a lot of young adults at 20 to 30s especially were still saying
You are not young. No, you are not a young adult when you're in your 20s. You are a young adult when you're like 18.
Okay, 18
or over
to
here,
24,
16.
even 18 to 24. But and I'll relate to this as a millennial. I remember thinking the word adulting.
I'm a millennial. I'm not that old.
That was so it's so hard to just do responsible things. But
It's not,
our
though, is it?
parents didn't know either when they were in that moment. They just did what they could within their means.
Yeah, but it's
They
not
didn't know all
hard
the
to be
answers.
responsible.
No, it's not hard. And I think saying that it's so hard
But-
to be an adult is shifting the responsibility onto something else or someone else that is not yourself.
Yeah, it's basically, I'm so lazy, I don't want to engage in normal civilized behavior. Like I didn't have my life together till 30, but it was all my fault. Like that's on me. But everyone else wants to palm it off onto somebody else. Oh, society did it to me. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's just too young. And no, it's you. You're responsible for your own actions. You're accountable for your own actions. And whatever punishments you went through are the result of your actions. Like it was your choice. Now, yes, in this case, she actually had a legal agreement that went on her. That was put in for some kind of reason, though. What does anybody know what she did that caused them to think like you can't even look after yourself?
I think it was the heavy part. Well, no, that was.
It must be more than shaving your head.
That was like
it's only a part of it that we saw in public.
Well, I think it was like the partying, right? Because she was like one of those girls that would go out with Paris Hilton all the time to the clubs. I think she was just excessively partying and probably doing drugs. And
but look at Paris Hilton, right? Isn't Paris Hilton one of the best paid DJs in the world? Like she's done really well for herself.
Well, and she made her living being a party girl.
Yeah,
I don't think she actually
no one would have thought
that
Paris Hilton could be a DJ. Partying and being the DJ are entirely different skill sets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, she even says that she's like, I think I created a monster. Like what she said something about that in an interview with like influencers because she was like the first influencer, kind of.
Yeah. Well, no, she really was.
She really was. Yeah.
She was also an entrepreneur, and I'm sure with her family, they helped guide her in the right places. Whereas Britney Spears, I don't know I think her family was her parents were her managers, weren't they?
Probably.
Something like that. Because from what I've heard with her is she didn't. There was like a point I think where they kind of cut her off because she was partying. I actually watched this whole like hour-long thing that she did. It was like this documentary of herself. Her parents had her locked up in like some mental institution. Paris Hilton. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And she still has like terrors because they came in her room in the middle of the night and took her out because she was just too much of a hardcore partier. Very young.
She got sent to like a boarding school.
Yeah, like a really like hardcore
a really bad
one.
one.
Bad where they would like abuse them and stuff. Like
I remember that in an interview. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched. I think it's on YouTube if anyone's interested. That's
I mean, going into a place like that, no wonder you come out screwed up.
Yeah, so I think but with her, I think she at a young age, maybe she had more of she had more of a business savvy You know what I mean? Like Britney Spears, I think she just had people handling her stuff and they mishandled it, and she was just off doing whatever. Paris Hilton, I think she had a very strong hand in all her businesses, and she did a lot. I mean, she did the reality shows. But yeah, she's a DJ. She said in an interview that when she was at Britney Spears' wedding, the White House wanted her to come DJ for like a dinner, and she was like, "No, I'm at Britney's wedding," and they were like, "Well, we can send a helicopter to like pick you up in the middle of it." She's like, "No, I'm not going to interrupt Britney's wedding," because she's like,
I'm not joking. Like, unironically, I mean, this was a few years ago when she said it, but she was at one point the best paid DJ in the world. Like, it's not a little bit of success.
Wow.
No, I mean, I have always wondered with DJs, like, just how much it takes to press play on an iPod, but, you know.
Oh, yeah, she did act. Wasn't she in, what was that one, House of Wax or something?
Oh, that was a horrible movie.
I never seen it.
It was a horrible movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Her death was particularly satisfying. I don't know why. Just right through her.
Yeah, Paris was the Kardashians before. Kim was like her personal assistant or something. They were friends, but she was kind of like her assistant in some ways. So, yeah.
I can't imagine like being Kim, assisting Paris and actually overtaking Paris at some point.
I know, she definitely did. That's all. So I don't know how this whole thing, like, you know, Paris Hilton's sex tape got released, right? Apparently she was young though, and the guy that released it did it without her consent.
Mm-hmm.
And she just thought that like her boyfriend was like, she thought it was something like that. I don't know if this is true. I'm not saying I believe it or not, but I mean, if it is true that he released it without her consent, that's really messed up. Because I think she was either like, maybe she was 18, but she was like barely legal. And yeah, there was a big thing. Nicole Richie and her actually stopped being friends because when House of Wax premiered, like when I don't know if it was when she was at like the premiere party or when it first dropped in theaters, but Nicole Richie threw a party showing that sex tape. And it's like, that's pretty messed up. Yeah, and I guess that's been proved that really happened. And then, yeah, I was going to get there. Kim's was planned by Chris. Like Ray J came out about it and stuff. Like, so Kim followed in Paris's footsteps, whether or not Paris knew that it was getting, you know, released. She followed that formula, and that's how Kim became famous. But Chris, her mom, which is so messed up.
Chris is like the puppeteer behind the entire Kardashian and like reign at this point. They're basically like royal family of the USA almost. Like everyone knows their name.
Yeah, I've never gotten into, especially back then, I actually liked reality shows. I can't really get into them now, but I could never get into Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I just couldn't. I'm like, I don't find this entertaining at all.
Well, it's not a reality show for one. It's all fake.
Yeah, it's all fake, but it's under the category of reality, right?
I don't care about that. I love more, and I'll call it genuine. I say genuine, but just like more realistic. I've been watching this new show. Well, not new. It's on Netflix called Alone, and it's just basically people out.
I've seen that.
Surviving.
I love that. Like Naked and Afraid. I love that stuff. Like
I'm glad they're not naked. And
yeah,
I mean,
well, you don't see anything on Naked and Afraid. They blur
They're
it
just
out.
afraid.
Just afraid.
Blurred and afraid.
Really good because Alone they're by themselves, and Naked and Afraid they have a teammate. Yeah, my mom got me into that because she likes all that stuff, and I watched. I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes. I actually want to. It's on Netflix now, so I'll get into it.
And I don't know, Disparu, did you ever finish?
I can't find it on Netflix.
Naked and Afraid?
Oh, it's a Channel 4 show.
No, Alone. He's looking for Alone. Let me see. Yeah,
I only have
Channel
4
show.
6 on Netflix.
With different countries, there will be different licensing agreements.
Yeah.
So Netflix over here doesn't have it, but Channel 4 does.
Yeah. I have been watching a show called Devil's Plan, and I mean, Disparu and I have been kind of like talking about it. Have you finished it or
no? I'm
no. I mean, I can if you've gone through it all because I never expected you two to be into it.
I freaking love it. That second game, because you said that game was going to be.
Game. I've watched the second game.
The first.
It was.
There is ever-changing rules in the second game. Once you get to it, Wicked, your mind's gonna go like, "Ow, it hurts."
I might binge it tonight.
It's not that the rules change; it's that your awareness of them and how they play into the game changes. It gives you because it does the same thing, and this is why I didn't think you'd be into it because why I'm not sure it's mass media, but I think there's a demographic of people that will really like it. But those rules take like 20 minutes to read, right? Because they're so complicated and it's explaining it. but they're just that complicated. It really is like the thinking man's reality TV. And people are like, oh, no, that's stupid. No, these people, they're all like, I'm PhDs. I was born like an engineer. You know the people. You know all the characters that are in like Marvel movies where there's like a woman who can invent like a Rocketeer jetpack when she's 12.
Like the
all of those people are in this, like genuinely.
Like the Shuris of the world, essentially.
Yeah, it's like if Einstein was around, he'd probably be on this show.
Yeah.
And so they have like a really complex rule sets that take so long to explain properly, but then really clever people working them out. But even they can't keep them in their head, and so they mess up, but they're trying to like evolve as like, oh, well, this happened, so that plays out this way, and I didn't see that, but now I can do this, and then that manipulates this way. And like, it's a massive game of chess all the time.
Yeah,
and it's really interesting.
Chess, sorry. It's chance as well with a bit of luck. And you have to have good relationships with the other players.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of it comes down to
I love that.
social engineering and manipulation. Like the thing I find interesting is there's multiple layers. So you could play like the intellectual game, which is what like Orbit's trying to do, but he fails because he doesn't have the social game down. And so someone else can come along and be like, well,
you could have great social games.
You had an alliance of 4, but I've made an alliance of 8 people, so we just have an advantage, and it's.
I'm binging it tonight. I'll let
that
you guys
compared
know
to something like Big Brother, where it's like, let's cover everyone in custard. Like these are different. They're not meant. But the thing is, I think this is why I love Korean TV, right? And basically, unless it's a show from 10 years ago, all my favorite shows now are just Korean. I think they're just better at entertainment. But one of the reasons they're better is because this is the thing, right? It's the same with this show. I don't know whether they're just more intelligent or they just believe their audience is, and so they make more intelligent television.
It's that one. It's that one. Audience is more intelligent.
Yeah, they trust their audience to understand the show rather than assuming they have to dumb it down. And I think there's an element of that because my theory in Hollywood has always been like if you can only have one ideology in Hollywood, if that ideology is only believed by the thickest of the thickest people, then you're just going to have basically bottom feeders throughout your entire entertainment industry, and they assume everyone else is like them. Whereas in Korea has like more traditional attitudes, and so they're willing. They will pitch things at their level of the writers, which is just a lot higher than Hollywood is, and that's why you end up these complex, interesting shows.
I think the other big thing for me that I've heard about Korean television, and this is even prior to coming into this like space, Korean dramas, their music, they've got huge followings for their shows and entertainment that bleed from actual Koreans. Like people will watch. It's kind of like how manga and anime, there's a lot of people who watch it. It's the same thing with the stuff out over there. Plus, they're so much more respectful in the way they just go about their business. Yeah, sure, you might stab them in the back, but they're still respectful. Like the older lady in the show, they're so nice to her because she's older. They have a term they speak to older people with just out of respect, and that doesn't
formal and informal language.
Yeah. So.
And this is
another new member, Ned. Thank you. We got 2 new members. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Sorry, Disparu. We're gonna have to give him the hair flip.
Please.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm worth it. You know that annoys me every time you show it because of the editing.
You don't like, but I made you a star.
No, it's because I'm worth it. You've cut it too close. It doesn't work. The timing's off.
We're talking over you. I tried to cut it so that we weren't.
Oh, okay.
That's
for me,
why.
I would have just the end of whatever the word was.
You can fade the audio if you want a little bit. So
yeah, that's true. You
can
have the music, the footage. Like, what is it, J-cut?
It's fading it. I don't know. I have in my editing program.
It's J and L cut. So like, depending on whether the audio goes that way or that way, it's either a J or an L.
So just like slowly reduce the volume.
I've been annoying him all night. His pause clips. I over edited his worth it with his I think it was Roto.
No, people don't realize this about me. Like my editing is extremely simple.
Oh, he's
the timing. I will watch something and be like, that's off. No, that's off. That's off. Okay, that's right. And you're talking like frames, but the timing in like the presentation matters.
You know what for me annoys me when volume changes so much. Oh my god, I hate
balancing your audio is basic. I mean,
it's basic, but some people aren't very good at it.
Look, Drunk 3PO, love Drunk, love his streams. I'm in his streams all the time. His pissing noise that he plays every time someone plays a member, he has never, and I've mentioned it to him, and he doesn't give a crap. It's like 10 times louder than his audio, so we're like, oh, I'm gonna do it, and then my eardrums die, explode, and I'm in the other room, and I'm just like, fuck your stream. Like, I'm not watching it anymore.
I loved the clips that you sent us. I don't want to repeat
They're amazing.
We're not gonna.
I just said in his chat, clipped and shipped. And like, I don't know whether he believes that I did it or not, but I did.
Oh, he believes it.
I sent them to you and Lady Gravemaster, and like, these are the people that appreciate this the most.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, Jay, no. He can do anything, and it's entertaining.
He's just a walking meme, really, though. He just is. He knows it. He's owned it.
He's the best unintentionally funny person that I've ever met. Like, he's gold.
And then he gives us like, oh, guys.
But this is it makes it like he's the only person that's ever been able to guilt trip me. Like, he just had there's a certain way. I killed him once when he was innocent in Among Us, and I still feel bad about it to this day because he acted like a hurt puppy, and I'm like, oh no. And then I never get to play this game. Everyone always thinks I'm guilty. I'm like, look, somebody died in the room 2 squares next to you, and you're next to a vent. What else am I supposed to think? He's like, I was just standing here. And like anyone else, you won't believe it. But him is like, no, I was just standing here. Didn't even realize this guy's dead next to me.
I was just minding my own business.
I was just enjoying life. I never get to play. Everyone always thinks I'm guilty. And I'm like, oh no.
Awkward.
It was like this. It was like the first time I've ever been in a stream with him as well. So I'm like even more. It's like, I don't know any of you people, and I've just killed Drunk 3PO.
Someone's probably gonna clip that you said that. Just killed Drunk 3PO.
Oh no.
But yeah, Korean TV is like how TV used to be, and they make TV that only they could. Whether it's just because they trust the audience more, or they're just more intelligent, or because they have like the morals and like civilization and culture that we used to, but has long since gone. Like it probably hasn't existed since I was in single digits.
It's probably
and you'll never get anything more than that, which is why the more Korean TV we get, I'm just like, yes, just
better.
hook it to my veins.
It's gotten so popular. Like even people that over the last couple of years, because of how entertainment has just been so like inserting all the social politics and stuff, and nobody wants that. Even people that would say like agree with maybe what us three would be for, they're annoyed by it too. They don't want to see it. You want to escape, even if whether you agree or disagree. So I've noticed, because I've always been a little bit into anime, but I've noticed people that were friends of mine that weren't even into it, and even on the internet, people are watching it more, reading more mangas because they're just really tired of what like they're getting in entertainment now. I'm really excited to watch the show. I told you I was watching the Suburban Nightmare show. I don't have that much time to watch TV these days, but tonight I'm gonna binge that. I've been waiting to watch that, and I will finish it. And if you guys want to talk about it, we can. I'm excited. It looks so good. I watched the trailer and I was like, "What? This looks so good!" I'm really excited.
Nightmares?
Oh no, what's it called? The Devil's Plan.
The Devil's Plan. Sorry.
Yeah, but Suburban Nightmares is good. It's on Peacock if you want to watch it. It's they
interview
people that like went through this stuff, and then they do like a dramatic reenactment, which some of the dramatic reenactments are a little bit funny, but it's John Carpenter, and
like
Xray saying that's his favorite show this year. It was good.
I put it in the chat because I know I didn't know whether you were into reality TV or not, Wicked, but I knew Xray Girl was, which is why I mentioned it in the first place. But he's sitting up and saying like, you won't like this. As I didn't think, because that first episode, it's pretty explanatory heavy, like not much happens, which is why I'd say like you should watch the first 2 before you decide on the show, because the second one's where it really stuff happens.
Wait, yeah.
And I could see a load of people watching it. You meet the contestants, but it's not like Western introductions because
it's not
everybody's
salacious.
Like a decent human being, you know. Whereas Big Brother's like, here's the scum of the universe, vote them out. It's like, no. So, this wasn't that.
No.
It was like, here's a PhD science student. Here's somebody who's a savant with mechanics and can build a car out of a toothbrush.
That's way
And
more
then it just like
interesting.
went down all these list of geniuses.
They're all legitimately smart for the most part. I think that the YouTuber, the travel one, might have been maybe not up there for me.
There was a couple. There was one that was like, he just won a contestant spot on the show kind of thing. But most of them, especially the ones at the start.
Yeah. So I actually Googled why Korean dramas were good in across the platforms. And they say it's high quality storytelling, smartly delivered in a way that works across geographies. So they're not thinking about
traditional values.
Personal
and traditional
audience.
values are values which appeal to the basis of humanity. So these
Exactly.
are like, it's evolutionary. A husband protecting his wife and family from a bear, that is not, it's a value, right? But it's not a value that you could show in Hollywood, but it is a foundational principle of humanity that would have existed for literally however long humans have existed on this earth. Men will have been protecting their family from animals. And so that's a story that you can tell whatever. But if you do it the other way around, right? If you've got the man holding the baby and the woman fighting the bear, it just doesn't work. Like, it repels you because it's not a story that ever existed within like history.
I mean, come on, ladies, we run from spiders.
And
But I'm not gonna go punch a bear.
there was one.
It just doesn't make any sense, right? Because
No, absolutely.
like, you're the more valuable person because you can have kids, you can look after the kids, you could feed the kids.
Yeah.
And he's the best one to fight off a bear. So even if he dies, he's like
His
not only
genes
more
live on.
sacrificial, but he's the stronger person. So he's more likely to last longer for you to get away. It's just everything about it is like evolutionary.
And this would never be highlighted in American television, but there was one moment in the show where someone had to do something mean to get ahead in the game, and he literally cried.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And like
Yeah, yeah.
apologized. Because they're good human beings.
Because they're good humans. Yeah. That's a big thing about like Big Brother. This one guy, just to point this out. And J.H. Schwabel, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Holy moly. Thank you. I remember, so I liked the older Big Brother when they actually didn't really insert themselves. Like I told you, one old school guy, his name was Evil Dick. He talks about how now production inserts themselves way too much, and it was a better show when they just let the people run rampant. But some of them really were just like crappy people. Like I'm sure they inserted themselves a bit in the beginning, but when you watch like the beginning to now, there's a huge difference. In the
Our
entertainment
Big
quality.
Brothers are entirely different. I can't stand
They are
American Big
different.
Brother.
But this one
Like-
guy, right? He was a Catholic school teacher, right? And he was one of like the dirtiest players ever. And he's like, "Oh, I'll just go to I'll go confess my sins and do some Hail Marys and stuff." But it's like, so you're planning on being a bad person, and then it's okay to if you go like confess and that'll be okay. It just seemed weird. You know what I mean? Like
That doesn't absolve you of your sin.
no,
to
exactly.
confess. You
it was very
intentionally did
weird.
it, and you have
Yeah,
to
Paul.
reap
Like
the consequences.
our Big Brother was never like behind the scenes getting involved. Over time it evolved from we're just going to put you in a house and watch to we're going to give you like games and entertainment and alcohol. And we're going to deprive
Alcohol
you of food
always
and
makes
things.
better
So
entertainment.
they controlled like the environment, but they didn't get involved in the actual people or anything.
Did the UK version have slop? Like if you got punished,
yeah.
like, if you lost, they
wait.
had slop.
In Canada, they had slop.
The Canada they had slop. Did
What
they
do you
have
mean,
that in
like
UK?
food?
So slop is like it's kind of like oatmeal, I guess, but like a really bad version.
Oh no,
of
we had
it.
chickpeas and rice.
That sounds-
Oh, I'd rather chickpeas
That's-
and rice.
yeah, me too. Actually,
That's the same as
our.
our. I imagine you have it. Like
Does
I'm a
they
Celebrity,
sleep
Get Me
in a
Out of Here.
bad place?
Do you have that show?
No.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's where you get a load of celebrities and you put them like in the jungle in Australia or something, and they kind of
Oh.
live like the natives.
That sounds
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah,
That
they
is
have bush
interesting.
tucker trials and stuff where they like eat widgety grubs and things as punishment.
Wow.
It's really disgusting.
Like Survivor, but gross.
like goat testicles and things.
Gross.
Like Mozza would like
Ew,
nail all of it. He's like the
ew.
perfect person.
Oh,
you remember
he's
Fear
like,
Factor?
testicles, come on over.
Yeah, he'd be
guys
like,
remember that?
"This is what I eat all the time.
Hey,
Widgety grubs is fine."
Oh,
Well, he is Australian.
He's Australian. He
I don't
loves you,
know
though,
what
just
they
for
eat
real.
over there.
He's gonna watch us back and be like, "What?"
Well,
lad,
it's
he's
literally
right."
bush tucker trials. The idea is it's food that you could get from the outback of Australia.
Oh no.
So it's all like these creepy crawlies and stuff.
Oh God, watching videos of animals out there, bugs and animals. Look, I don't know how you guys do it
I
out there.
saw a video in Australia of a guy that goes outside and there's just spider webs like above him in the sky and spiders. And I'm like, that's normal. I'm never going there.
Oh, you
I
have
don't
to
know if
shake your
that's
shoes.
yeah,
Yes.
you
spider
might
there.
die putting on a sneaker. No thanks.
I was talking to Shad and his wife. It's like I don't know how you get around all these poisons. She said, "No, you just get used to it shaking your shoes." I'm like, "Yeah, but even if I was shaking my shoes and a spider fell out,
What
that'd be
comes out?
that'd be worse." I'd be like, "Oh no, that was in there."
To work, so I'm not coming in because I got assaulted.
Like I'm not even against. My house is like there's loads of spiders. I just keep sending messages to Lady Gravemaster all the time. Like I found another one. Like it's taken over this room of my house now. It's like it's a constant war for who owns this house between
I
me and the
remember-
bugs.
I remember Xray. She didn't like the little geckos in Florida. She's like, you have little lizards there. I don't like that. They don't do anything. They just run away from you. They're like this freaking big.
They're
But
scary.
We talked about this.
I went over to like have dinner at someone's house in Florida, and the one got in, and I'm freaking out because
they get in all the time. So I'm used to it now. In the beginning, I was like, because when you see something like in New York State, you see something big, it's like that's a big spider, right? Like you're probably same for you in Canada. If you see something run across like the wall, you're like, but for me, it's like, oh, it's just another one of those guys. And I try to get them out because they're gonna die. Like, why'd you come in here? Go back outside.
and they die, and you have to take care of their body.
Yeah, that's
Ew.
happened a couple of times. Yeah, and I have to just sweep them up, put them in the garbage. I'm like, oh, that makes me feel bad. So when they get in, I'm like, get over here. I'm like chasing it on the ground, like, come on. But then if you grab, they have like the thing. If you grab their tail, it's like a defense.
Oh, they'll drop it.
They break, and I'm like, ugh. Get out.
I saw a video at a pet chameleon, and there was a massive spider on the wall. And they were just like, "This is why you should have a pet reptile." And they just held him and like moved him closer to the spider. And he's like, "Oh." And then his tongue just shot out, pulled it in, and he ate it. I'm like, "That's amazing. I want one." Like, I've never wanted a chameleon until I found out it'll eat creepy crawlies for me.
I know my next gift for Disparu.
It's an issue with this chameleon, though. It's like my house. It'd get out. I'll never find it again. It'll just blend in with the background.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, it could probably live on its own with all the spiders.
And the weirdest thing everyone talks about with Florida, they're like, you're going to see gators. I have not seen one. I seen one gator at the zoo and then at Animal Kingdom. Not in my area.
That doesn't
not
count.
one. I
At the
look every
zoo.
time I'm like driving or walking, I'm like, I just want to see. I just want to see one. I don't want to go near one, obviously. But I mean, everyone that's from here and stuff, they say like especially if it's in like a commercial area, they just chill.
Drunk 3PO. There you go. I was just about to mention you.
Hi,
Drunk 3PO was like, "Oh yeah, it's
earlier.
fine. You just step over them all the time." And he said that to me. The very next day, I saw a video of a guy getting attacked by one. It's like, "Oh no, they don't do anything to humans." This guy was getting attacked by one. He was holding a saucepan and just started smacking it on the face, and then it ran off. I'm like, I don't want to carry out a saucepan
Is that the one
to live in
the old guy
Florida.
with the pan?
Yeah,
talk about
they
that one?
literally
The
charged
old
him
guy.
from out the camera view. He just goes smack, and then it just runs off. It was like something out of there was a game where you used to be able to kill people with a saucepan. Can't remember what it's
This was
called.
talking about you earlier that you make him feel bad and he uninstalled Among Us.
Yeah, he's the only person in the world that's been able to guilt trip me. I mean, he won't even remember. This is one of those things, right? It's like to me, you just started YouTube, the first gaming stream you've ever been on, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, but to me it was a Tuesday." It's like he won't even remember it. But to me, it's like I remember the time where I got Drunk 3PO killed in Among Us, and he guilt tripped me, and even a year later, I still feel bad about it.
He never could play it again. Yeah, he sent us some clips of you, Jay, in our group chat. Poor Jay.
Yeah, well, it was from your last stream. He'll remember him.
I'm sure he will. It was like 2 hours ago.
It was like today.
He likes octopuses. Octopi. Yeah, and the way I mean, octopi have 8 tentacles, so they could have 4 of them.
They do.
And I was like, whatever you do, don't say tentacle because that is 2 letters from another mistake.
What?
Yeah, that's why Koreans are better people because they would have got that joke.
Wow.
Wow, we
Thanks,
just got
Disparu.
like dissed.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, there we
I
go.
don't know why you're sorry. I'm the one who assaulted you.
Her Canadian is showing.
Yeah. I'm from the border, okay? So
I was going to say you're
Sorry.
Canadian.
No,
I'm not.
It's very close
Sorry.
to us. Sorry. I do say that sometimes, which is so bad. I never
Yeah,
thought
like,
I'd
darn
I,
it.
I only know that you're in Florida. I didn't know where you came from. But Xray Girl, especially, all the time. Sorry. It's like
Sorry.
SAUW.
I love when we try to do the
It's like,
accent.
sorry.
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 It's like how Gary says horror amarata. Like the only reason he has a problem is because he doesn't say horror. He says horror. Like Americans pronounce it horror.
We do because sometimes I get it because sometimes we'll say it, people think we're saying horror. Like I don't like horror.
It's horror.
Movies. Like it's horror. So
Horror.
it's
If you
horror.
pronounce
We
it
try to
correctly,
overpronounce
easy.
it so that it's said correctly. Because if you say
It's-
quick, it sounds like you're saying a whore.
Yeah, because it's not pronounced whore. It's horror. It's ha, not whore. It's an entirely different syllable. It's like I never understood why Americans couldn't pronounce Worcestershire sauce until I heard someone pronounce it Worcestershire. I'm like, that's the most complicated word in the universe.
Well,
No
if you
wonder
look
you
at
can't
the
say it.
spelling, there's a lot of extra
Spelling.
letters in there.
Well, yeah, it's spelled correctly. I know you're not used to it. You know, you don't have enough U's. Can't even spell
No, wait,
aluminium correctly.
I have used.
It's aluminum. No.
I spell color with a U.
It's
Based.
the proper way, like color pop based. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and I use a mouse and
Canadians.
keyboard. That's the only
Canadians
thing
spell
that
a
I
lot
do
more
for
things
this-
correctly
I just
than.
drew things spaced. Okay,
Yeah.
we have to wrap it up because Xray has another stream to go on. Just really
yes.
yell at us because last time he's like, "We just started getting saucy, and you're gonna
I
leave." You're so
I
mad at us.
haven't seen you drink much though.
No, just a little bit. I mean, he has been, but he's British. We will never know if he's actually drunk.
Yeah, I mean, these were like filled up to about there, and I've gone through 2 of them. So.
Oh my god.
Before we go, Mark of Reality, thank you for the $2. You want me to do a
Binge
New York
drinking is a
City
cultural
accent?
heritage.
What should I say in my New York City accent? It's kind of easy. I want Xray to do one too.
Like, I tell you what, this was a fresh whiskey bottle, so I can actually show you exactly how much had gone out the bottle.
Do it.
I'm just gonna, you know.
Say something New Yorkers would say.
Like I'm walking here. Give me the pasta. I don't know. Is that good enough? I can do a New York City accent, but forget about it. There you go.
Forget about it.
I can do it. Honestly, it's funny because I grew up with a lot of Italians, obviously, but not even just like my family, and they do say that. They taught like it's very.
It's only like a third.
Yeah.
It's about a third of a bottle.
Good job.
Okay. Well, you know,
Seeming so
I'm having a lot of fun. I don't want to end it, but Xray, Saturdays are so busy for her. She gets like a 5-minute break and then she's back on something else.
Well,
So
this was last minute, so
with
like not this, but Camel Thoughts.
It's Italian, yes, but it's also New York Italian because there's a lot of New Yorkers in. Italians in New York.
Jersey Shore. That's not the right accent.
Jersey Shore. She just did like a British. She hang around this room too much. She just did like a Jersey British.
You
How do
can't
you
go
say
from
Jersey
story
Shore?
to Jersey.
How do you say Jersey Shore?
There was Jersey Shore. There was
How
there
do
was
you
the
say it?
Essex
Like
show.
Italian.
Apparently, the
like-
Newcastle one was off the wall.
Oh,
Joyzy.
Geordie Shore is quick. Joy.
Yeah, the Geordies. Yeah, that's the one. Geordie Shore.
Geordies.
Yeah.
But
Heard it's really
good. Yeah, she's gonna go on.
If anyone wants
Oh.
my favorite comedian, he's a Geordie. Ross Noble is gold. Ross Noble in the Park. Best comedy show you'll get.
Very
Like,
cool.
it's completely unscripted. He just talks to the audience and makes up nonsense. It's gold.
Thank you for the $5, Ned. Hey, WickedVirtue, you've been wondering what kind of wine you've been enjoying all stream. This is a
Whatever's cheapest.
whatever. Excuse me. Yes, this is only like $15. I'll be honest. It's a semi-sweet, just like berry. I think blackberry. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, that's how I buy whiskey. I'm like, what's on sale today?
Hey, it's a very good way to save money.
It is, especially when you like to.
It's
drink
like pointless
wine.
anyway. You can't taste it past the first drink, so.
There you go.
Tara, thank you. Thank you so much for the 30. Wicked, here's a donation for you to get party animals or save it for a rainy day. Now you can play with G&G. Thank you, Tara. I want to play with Xray. We'll we'll get that going sometime probably.
Yeah,
She can show me the
yeah.
ropes. But
Oh.
guys, we've been having so much fun. I'm sorry that we have to go, but we must let Xray go on to her next stream. So, what do you guys got going on this week? Plug your stuff. Or next week. What is it? Saturday. So, what do you guys got coming up? Like any streams?
So I have Sunday Fun Day tomorrow, Forbidden Frontiers. If you guys are interested, I'm having Shad and Chrissy on Poor Choices this week to chat about relationships and, of course, Chrissy's new baby. So sub to that channel. And, of course, if you haven't subbed yet, you definitely should sub to Wicked. I see you all out there. Thank you guys for coming. This has been a really fun show.
Yes, the first one for the books. We will be back next week.
Second one.
No,
Well,
I mean first official. Yeah. He's like, no. I don't
He's like, that one
no.
counted.
What do you have going on?
That's like saying a baby doesn't exist until it's 1 year old.
Oh my god.
No,
It's
isn't it?
not
I think
interesting. So
I think
China-
Japanese people actually start at 1.
No,
Like when you come out
China.
of the womb, they start at 1. Is it China?
I think, is it China
And
or
It's one of those countries in that area. Yeah, that you were born at
start
1
at
year
1.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
What do you got
I think it's
going on?
awesome. It's correct. Like we're wrong. You've been growing for 9 months.
All right, we see the drunk a tiny bit. I can see it in your eyes a little bit now. I can
He's
see it a
No,
little bit.
it's just because I don't shut up. That's the only thing you're saying. I'm drunk. I'm not actually drunk.
Well, no, you do that all the time, which is why we love you. But what do you have any
Yeah,
streams?
today
know
I recorded
obviously-
4 hours of Robin Hood and my microphone was off, so that's what I'm going to be doing again tomorrow.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
You got to go through it again.
It was OBS.
Guys,
It changed.
Give this man an Emmy.
I just didn't watch the bars. Normally, you're just like, hello, and then you see it going. I didn't check. And,
I've done that.
My own
too.
fault.
I hate
That
that.
I've done it multiple times, but
Yeah. I mean,
it's
after
worth
my
when it's a
stream,
review.
my last 2, I started muted, and I was like, shoot. And I have a crisp thing right here that moves and tells me. Anyways, so you guys make sure you give Disparu some love. He has to do that is rough. He's got to do 4 more hours of that show. If we want to call it that. He's like, yeah, sure, fair enough.
It is. It's a show. It's a television
It's a
program.
show. It's a television program.
It's a product of Canada. It's an export. They've
Yay,
what have they given to the
Canada!
world? They've produced Robin Hood and Justin Bieber. I mean,
but also Xray girl, so they get a plus for that. She lives there.
I'm a product of Vietnamese people, so
Well, yeah, so yeah, but you're there. I mean, like you live there, so they get a plus for that. Blame Canada. All right, guys.
you'll have to tell me how many Vietnamese people pronounce it. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm gonna be away for a bit next week, but just catch me on Kick. I'm gonna have a couple Kick streams, but I won't be back on YouTube with a live stream until next Saturday. I'm gonna miss Wicked's World this week. Sorry, guys. But Saucy Saturday will return on Saturday because I'll be home for that. So I'm waiting for my laptop to come in so I don't have to miss streams. So hopefully it comes soon. But guys, you're awesome. We don't have an outro yet. I'm so sorry, but I'm
Just
gonna
play
work
the
on
intro
it.
again.
The outro is
Yeah.
goodbye.
It's gonna say welcome to the show, but it's okay.
Never mind. Bye.
Bye, guys.
So yeah.